And um, this is a live stream from my teacher, Sayadaw Utamatara, one of the well-known meditation masters in Myanmar. And he's up in Hanoi, Vietnam right now, conducting a retreat, and he's basically teaching and leading people and organizing and fundraising all the time for his main meditation center in Myanmar, which has over 3,000 people who have access to medical care, shelter, food, resources of all kinds. And anybody here can go and live at a Tabarwa center as well in Myanmar, Thailand, etc. And I was seeing how the people, like the Vietnamese people who are there at that retreat, looking at him, they kind of know why they're there, and they know the score because they're Buddhists. So they've probably grown up being around monks and they've been taught to revere monks, but especially a certain kind of transmission has been handed to them relating to like not taking on the identity of the monk for yourself, not trying to understand the nature of the monk's mind. And this is very, very important in beginning to work on our spiritual journey or confronting something that's out of the box of the experiences that we've had up until now, and actually looking at something new, to have this backward step and this awareness that is not trying to create an identity for someone else. And this is something I have to work with in my live streams as well, because different people come in, they make videos of me, or they make a joke about me or insult me, but actually I can't see that person. I can't fully know who that person is. So I'm doing myself and I'm doing them a disservice by creating a mask of my own understanding and then putting that mask on them. And it's not actually allowing me to receive what they're sharing. And people here who are watching can also come into this kind of situation because, yeah, I am from America. I'm a I'm a wild guy. I'm get a little bit crazy, and because I'm trying to bring attention to the work that my teacher is doing, I'm trying to help people learn about this art and this way of detachment. But it could be really easy to see me and kind of put me into a box that I can't fit in. Because yes, I come from divorced parents in America, didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have any money growing up, but sometimes I got a laptop one Christmas, I got a PSP one Christmas, so we weren't poor, but my experiences in America are basically like equal or outweighed by my experiences of going on this spiritual journey. So first starting with going and living at a Zen meditation center for a year, training in a monastery when I was 20, coming from basically like being schizophrenic to training in a monastery and meditating all the time and attending these really intensive meditation retreats, to then, eventually, I was doing work with the elderly, I was doing work with people with disabilities, and then I came across carpentry work and construction work and became successful in that. And then at that time, when I was 25, I left America and I really haven't turned back. I visited my family. I've spent some time in monasteries in America as a monk. But for the past 8 years, I haven't lived in America. I haven't had an address in America. I haven't had any kind of landing zone or hub in America. My experiences have been defined by training with these meditation masters that are really not very accessible to Western people. I have a main meditation master in South Korea. I have a main meditation master in Thailand. I have a main meditation master, my main meditation master, Sayadaw Otamatara, from Myanmar, who's constantly traveling and working and facilitating retreats. So I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody else who watches my live streams or anybody else who's on live streams. I'm just saying that if you try to put me into a box that I can't fit in, it's probably there's no chance for this to make any sense. And ideally, I'd like, even if I'm acting crazy sometimes, I'd like for there to be some sense to be able to be made about this, connected to what my life is about. And my life is not about being a fool. My life is not about like, I got to find a way to be online to get attention and argue with people. And my life is about trying to be free from suffering and trying to go deeper into the path of non-duality and, self-realization, like true self-realization, to see my nature, to see who I really am at my core, to see that freedom, that spaciousness, and to replace my physical beating heart and my mental beating heart of ego with the beating heart of freedom. And a lot of people have come in and said negative things about me and been aggressive, and I've said mean things about tons of people, and I've been aggressive to tons of people. But that's not what I'm about. That's not what my life is about. My life is I want to help people. I want to build community. I want to be a hub for people to feel connected to spirituality and spiritual teachers that are a lot more advanced than me. And I'm hoping that some of the contrast that is provided by me putting on makeup and having a wig and acting totally crazy with how I am now can maybe give people a little bit of a shift point or a little bit of an opening point to see beyond the veil of the usual story that people tell. And like my work with Shiva is work with somebody who's way less spiritually advanced than me and who is kind of an ego guy, a super ego guy at his core, who takes self interest way above the interest of others, who takes his platform on YouTube as an opportunity for him to build personal wealth rather than to build community, and is constantly, disrespecting me and disrespecting the work that I do, and disrespecting a lot of people's donations and offerings as well, which I don't agree with. So this is I wish that I could get this kind of attention from somebody who was more advanced than me. And so we have Bones 2110, who's kind of a loser and kind of an idiot, who says no one is better than anyone else. Tell that to LeBron James the next time you're on the basketball court. So, a core part of my teachings is saying, look, you're probably a lot stupider than you think that you are. And when you're starting to push your mind or direct your mind towards something that you don't have experience with, it's really, really important to be humble, to be open, to be flexible, to be curious, to be contemplative, just to create like some contrast here. So, like Shiva Kailash Shambho is not introducing anyone in his community to new spiritual teachers. He's not doing anything related to meditation on his channel. He's not using his channel for anything but to benefit himself and to put money in his pocket. But I see him as someone who's on a path that I've kind of been on. And I'm happy to work with him. I'm happy to collaborate with him if I can, but it's a difficult situation to start going towards something that you are not very experienced with. It's like how much energy, how much heart does it take to go into a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym or to go into a mixed martial arts gym and say, "Hey, I want to fight, but I don't know how to fight. Hey, I want to wrestle, but I don't know how to wrestle." It takes a lot of heart, it takes a lot of self-sacrifice, it takes a lot of vulnerability, it takes a lot of authenticity. And that is primarily what, you know, I'm trying to provide and trying to share with people here.
So what's happening here is a psychological phenomenon of backtracking.
So I know that there's people out there that don't like me. I know that there's people out there that like me. But ultimately, my path of being a monk for 8 years and my path of listening to Dharma talks and doing meditation live streams and also putting on a costume and putting on a crazy persona is not about me trying to, engorge myself. It's trying to help and help people and connect with people and give people a pathway where they can go as far as they want to go. If someone wants to become a monk, I can help them become a monk. If someone wants to join a meditation retreat, I can help them join a meditation retreat. If somebody doesn't have the money to have food tonight, my hand is raised. I'm very happy to help you with that. Please reach out to me on WhatsApp or reach out to me whatever way. But taking on those personas and putting on those masks, it's a way of me expressing myself. It's not a way of me trying to manipulate people to think a certain way about me or to manipulate people to have some weird ideas about being enlightened or, to have some special understanding. Because to actually be enlightened or have some special understanding, or even to begin to know the weight that those words carry and where they come from, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of heart. And anybody who knows me knows that I don't charge anyone for my time. I regularly live stream for 12 hours a day continuously. I give my whole life to this practice and this path. And I'm not planning to stop doing that anytime soon. In fact, I'd like to do more of that. I'd like to exert myself more. I'd like to live stream for more than 12 hours a day. Not for myself, not because I'm making money. I'm barely making any money doing these live streams because there's a chance for me to share with people the teachings on mindfulness and detachment, the teachings on doing good deeds with others. And that's really, really important to me. Why is that really, really important to me? Because when I was a kid and my parents divorced, and I was angry and confused, and my mom had to work all the time, and my dad had to work all the time, and I was constantly going from place to place and new school zone to new school zone. There was never anybody that talked to me in any kind of way, that wasn't trying to push me into some kind of bullshit system or tell me what I had to do. So I'm here to be a resource. I'm here to be a connection point for real spirituality, not for people who are pretending to be interested in spirituality because they see there's like a possibility of a parasocial entertainment relationship here with an online troll or the crazy person, but for people who are actually seriously interested in cultivation and practice to go farther along on the path than they are. And I'm not directing that towards me. I'm saying I have the directions to better teachers than me. Because I was a monk for 8 years, because I traveled the world trying to find the best teachers that I possibly could. And I found a lot of very incredible meditation masters. And I'd love to share that with you. And I'd love to share my life with you. I think that there are a lot of people out there that are lonely, that don't have a lot of access to happiness, that don't have a lot of access to play and deep rest and deep giving. And so I try to be a platform and a space where people can connect with that. I'd like to share a verse with the community. Yongjia circling with his staff. When Great Master Yongjia came to the sixth patriarch, he circled the Zen seat, the seat of enlightenment, 3 times, shook his ringed staff once, and stood there upright. The patriarch said, "A monk has 3,000 standards of dignified bearing and 80,000 refined behaviors. Great worthy, where do you come from to give rise to arrogance?" Zudo then shouted and said, If he had given this shout at that time, he could have avoided a dragon head with a snake's tail. Zudo again cited the circling of the Enlightenment seat thrice, shaking his ringed staff and standing there upright. In the patriarch's place, he said, I hit you 30 times before you even got here. So, this is an invitation for people to drop the understanding that they've had up to this point to learn about Buddhism, to learn about meditation, to learn about enlightenment, to learn about Zen, to learn about non-duality. If that is not what you want to do, and I'm being honest with everybody that's here right now, if you do not want to learn about non-duality, if you do not want to learn about Buddhism, if you do not want to seriously connect with meditation masters who've been on this spiritual path for decades and decades and decades and have trained with meditation masters that have been on their paths for decades and decades and decades, then you are in the wrong place. And I can promise you that you won't find parasocial clowning around when I'm being real. So it's up to you. And I know some people come around and they say this isn't Buddhism, that isn't Buddhism, but we can't just listen to what people say. We have to question them about their experiences. you know if you're interested in Buddhism, what has your experience with Buddhism been up to this point? Have you listened to Dharma talks? Have you practiced meditation seriously? Have you visited a monastery? And I'm not trying to bring this into a fight where I have an advantage. I'm just saying that this is my life. And if you want to be a part of my life, you're welcome. But it doesn't mean that you'll be permitted to act like a fool and to be ridiculous. And I'll tell you right now, as someone who used to be schizophrenic, as someone who used to deal with severe depression, as someone who used to deal with severe anxiety, this is something that really allowed me to be free from suffering and really allowed me to build relationships with people. Because growing up, my family was fractured. Growing up, I didn't have connection with people in the way that I wanted to. So I'm hoping that this can be a space that does create connection for people who are serious about spirituality. And if you're not serious about spirituality, um, there's no reason for you to be here.
An exclusive club.
Do you have anything to say, Shiva?
It's an exclusive club you got going here. You have to be interested in spirituality. It's very nice. It's very good. It's exclusive. There's lots of things I can say, but I won't say it. How about that? Because me saying it won't do any good. So I don't think you know who you are or what you are. You're just on the path and you need some humility in your life for God's sakes. So just relax a little bit. Don't try to pretend like you know it all. You don't.
Yeah. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving.
Whoever said that,
If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. And I really mean that. The basis of awareness. Expand enlightenment, and the mind is always calm. Go along with things and appearances, and consciousness runs at a gallop, like a donkey tied to a galloping horse. I only wish to be rich in enlightenment, though personally poor, generous with virtue, though emotionally aloof. Here, I am thus every day, thus all the time. But tell me, what is thus? Try to express it outside of discriminatory consciousness, intellectual assessments, and verbal formulations. This reality is not susceptible to your intellectual understanding. This reality, this natural enlightenment, this natural reality is not susceptible to your intellectual understanding. Now, those who think, attend, and reflect all have some intellectual understanding. But then, when they turn their backs to examine their own eyes and think of the mind that thinks, at this point, why do people unknowingly say it has never been blue, yellow, red, or white? It has no appearance, no form. I tell you, this is what I call talk. It is not your original mind. How can you think of your original mind? How can you see your own eye? When you are looking inward, furthermore, there is no seeing subject. Some people swallow this in one gulp, so their eye of insight opens wide, and they immediately arrive at their homeland. The homeland is our original mind, or awareness itself. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. If you're not interested in spirituality or enlightenment, then keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. If you're not here to listen, keep it moving. So, how can people nowadays reach the point where there is no seeing and no hearing? Everything is always there. You see people, houses, and all sorts of forms, like boiling water bubbling. When you were infants, you also heard sounds and saw forms, but you did not know how to discriminate. Once you came to the age of reason, then you listened to discriminatory thinking, and from that time on have suffered a split between the primal and the temporal, or awareness and appearances. At this point, it is inevitably hard for people to restore natural order, even if they want to. Those who attain enlightenment do not see walking when they walk, and do not see sitting when they sit. That is why the Buddha said, the eyes seeing forms is equivalent to blindness. The ears hearing sounds is equivalent to deafness. Shiva, do you want to say anything?
I don't think you'll be able to hear me if I say something.
I can hear you right now.
I mean, in the spiritual,
I can hear
metaphysical
what you
sense.
say, just like I can read the comments that people are putting down there. But if people are coming here and they're not seriously interested in spirituality, then they are in the wrong place. If they're not seriously interested in non-duality, then they are in the wrong place. If they are not seriously interested in Buddhism, then they are in the wrong place. If they are not seriously interested in enlightenment, then they are in the wrong place. Now, How can we say we are as if blind and deaf? When we hear sound, there is no sound to be heard. When we see form, there is no form to be seen. What we see and hear is all equivalent to an echo. It is like seeing all sorts of things in a dream. Is there all that when you wake up? If you say yes, yet there's only the blanket and pillow on the bed. If you say no, yet all those things are clearly registered in your mind, and you can tell what they were. The same is true of what you see and hear now in broad daylight. So it is said, what can be seen by the eye or heard by the ear can be studied in the scriptures and treatises. But what about the basis of awareness itself? How do you study that? So, this is the question mark that I have painted on my face right now. How do we study the basis of awareness itself? Well, if we're just finding out about Buddhism or meditation or spirituality now, then we're not equipped to know how to study the basis of awareness itself. So we have to actually find a willingness in us. We have to question, am I actually seriously interested in spirituality? Am I actually seriously interested in non duality? Am I actually serious about Buddhism? Or is this just a way for me to add entertainment into my life? Is this just a way for me to have a parasocial relationship with some people that seem to have something going on? This is really difficult stuff. This is not easy. I can tell you for sure, going from being schizophrenic to going and living at a Zen Buddhist monastery in New Mexico called Upaya Zen Center when I was 20 years old was not easy. It was the most difficult thing that I've done in my life. And as I've continued on my spiritual path, becoming a monk, being a monk for 8 years, I encountered the most difficult experiences of my life again and again and again, concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Now, for people who are new to this channel or new to this environment, my name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute for Engaged Buddhism and Non Duality. I've worked with meditation masters all over the world. This is not something that I take lightly, and I can promise you that if you're someone who's seriously interested in Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, or enlightenment, then you are in the right place. If you're looking for a parasocial relationship with someone, you're in the wrong place. The first thing to do is to drop the preconceived notions and thoughts and beliefs that are currently clouding your eyes from direct perception. Now, in terms of how do we train the mind, the Buddha described it like this in the Bahia Sutta. In seeing, in what is seen, do not conceive about what is seen. Do not think about what is seen. In hearing, do not think about what is heard. In feeling, do not think about what is felt. Now, of course, most of the people who are scrolling on YouTube live streams are not ready or necessarily willing to meditate. And yet, you are coming into an environment with someone who is a Buddhist monk for 8 years in a live stream that is about you training the mind to study awareness itself, the basis of awareness itself. So, this is a question that I would ask to you, the people who are watching this live stream. To you, what is the basis of awareness itself? What is the basis of yourself? And if you answer that with thoughts, how can thoughts be the basis of the body? How can thoughts be the basis of the mind? How can thoughts be the basis of reality? Smoking weed is not meditation. Smoking weed is disassociation and entertainment. And if you would like to actually go further on your path of enlightenment and serious spiritual practice, you will have to stop smoking weed. Not because you couldn't be spiritually developed and smoke weed, but because if you're a Westerner that's just beginning to come across spirituality, you need to cut out all these things that are feeding your ego. The ego is the thing that says, I'm interested in Buddhism and meditation, but I have very little experience in Buddhism and meditation. But my understanding and my position about Buddhism and meditation is more true and more practical and more realistic than someone who has spent 8 years as being a Buddhist monk and sacrificing his life to practice spirituality seriously, who has attended meditation retreats and trained and studied with meditation masters all around the world. The kids these days, they talk about speaking facts. I'm not here to do anything but speak facts. And if you smoke weed to get high, don't think that that has anything to do with meditation or spirituality. Meditation is looking at the mirror of ourself. How many people have actually spent time looking in the mirror of themselves? When was the last time you meditated, Shiva? Smoking weed is not a spiritual path. Having a bunch of big, complicated ideas about spirituality and how you're spiritual is not the spiritual path. Spirituality at its core means that you have to sacrifice yourself. You have to find a way to give up yourself, to let go of yourself, to abandon your egoic self, to be concerned with the truth. Now, I, sitting here, am not making claims about knowing anything. I'm saying very clearly and very directly that if you are not seriously interested in spirituality, meditation, Buddhism, or enlightenment, then you are in the wrong place. That if you are not here to listen, keep it moving. If you are not here to listen, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Go on to your own life, and if you drink, have a beer. If you smoke, smoke a smoke. If you use I've really been getting into zins lately. If you do that, pop a zin. Me using a zin right now doesn't change the fact that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And I'm sorry that we live in this sycophantic, ridiculous political world where we elected a pedophile as president of the United States of America. Donald Trump appears in the Epstein files more than 10,000 times. They had to remove pages of documents from the Epstein files because of how incriminating and inflammatory they were against Donald Trump. So we live in this fake, sycophantic, ignoramus, disassociated, delusional world where there's no common speak, where there's no facts on the table, where facts don't exist. My YouTube channel is Monk Life Meditation, but I don't sell anything. And if you want to come and meet me and learn about who I am and what I share and what I teach, then you can come to my YouTube channel. That's on you. But the fact of the matter remains that just because I popped 2 Zins for an upper decker, it doesn't change the fact that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. Just because I keep saying that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years doesn't take away from the fact that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And if you have very, very, very limited experience to no experience with Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, or enlightenment, then you don't really have anything to say about how I'm not Buddhist and how I wasn't a monk because of the way that I'm talking right now. So, like I said, if you are here and you are not here to listen, then keep it moving. Keep scrolling. Find some discombobulated, crazy, depressed, anxious, money grifting person on YouTube Shorts to watch. But if you're someone who's Whether or not you like that I'm saying this, but this is what I'm saying, and this is the reality. Whether or not you like that I'm saying the same things over and over again, there are a lot of new people coming into the stream,
Yes,
so I
quite
might be
lucky,
saying it
yes.
again for you, but I'm not saying it again for them. I am here to share deep teachings about getting onto the spiritual path. And if you don't like that and you're not interested in that, then keep it moving. My name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute for Engaged Buddhism and Non Duality. This is a live stream that is about engaged Buddhism and non duality. I am not a random person turning on YouTube shorts hoping that I can get attention and hoping that I can get some money or get some weird parasocial followers. No offense. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I do these live streams and I do this work and I speak the way that I'm speaking right now to get people's attention because there's a very small percentage, but there is a real percentage of people out there that are seriously interested in spirituality, meditation, enlightenment, Buddhism, etc. I, whether you like it or not, as someone who was a Buddhist monk for 8 years, have a lot to share about this path. And I don't do that for money. I do that to set a standard for people to be less stupid and less ridiculous. If you're not interested in Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, enlightenment, non duality, etc., if you're not interested to have a conversation with someone who is a Buddhist monk for 8 years, then keep it moving. Then this is not the right place for you. You might as well have wandered or sauntered into a monastery, a meditation center, or in this case, a research institute for engaged Buddhism and non duality. And so, if you're not interested in what's going on here, then you're welcome to leave. You're invited to leave. You're encouraged to leave.
I was a
If
Buddhist
you're
monk
not
for next.
interested in what I have to say about Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, enlightenment, then you are in the wrong place. Do I need to repeat that? If you are not interested in what I, as a former Buddhist monk of 8 years, have to say about Buddhism, meditation, enlightenment, non duality, then you are in the wrong place. And you don't need to subscribe to comment. You don't need to tell me off because you're coming to me, I'm not going to you. And I'm inviting you to leave if you're not seriously interested in spirituality, meditation, enlightenment, etc. I think that I'm speaking pretty plainly and pretty clearly. I don't smoke weed. Weed is not a part of the spiritual path. Weed is a way that we get high, that we get drunk, that we disassociate, that we neglect our lives. Regardless of the fact that I'm repeating or saying again, and once again, I want you to be clear, this live stream is not a special presentation for you alone. There are hundreds of people, there are many people coming into the live stream and going out of the live stream in each and every moment. So, me repeatedly saying that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years does not change the fact that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And you not being interested in Buddhism, enlightenment, non duality, or meditation, you not being interested in spirituality at all, doesn't make my experience of being a Buddhist monk less relevant for people who are interested in contacting someone who's actually given their lives to the spiritual path and hasn't just been scrolling on YouTube shorts and scrolling TikTok videos. Now, people here are welcome to ask a question, but if you're someone who's the 1%, because 99% of the people that are tuning into this live stream right now have no interest in spirituality, have no experience with Buddhism. They're not equipped to ask any question about it. Maybe you're starting to be curious. Well, good for you. I hope that this will make you more curious. Maybe you think that by coming across me and then you going and learning about Buddhism on your own, you'll be giving a big middle finger to me. Actually, I'm here to help be a contact point and a resource point for people who actually want to learn about and connect with Buddhism and meditation and the path of enlightenment, to recognize non duality. And if you're finding some kind of value in making parasocial comments and saying what he's saying isn't true, it might be better for you to go and watch a YouTube video on your own about Buddhism, about meditation, about non duality, rather than being here and just making a random comment that nobody even sees or responds to. I'll say it again. If you are not seriously interested in Buddhism, meditation, spirituality, non duality, enlightenment, then you are in the wrong live stream. And I advise you to keep it moving before things get in over your head. Now, if anyone has a real question and is humble and respectful and generous, then you can ask that question on my YouTube channel where I am streaming in 4K with a better quality microphone, with a DSLR camera. And you can find that channel horizontal live stream by typing in Monk Life Meditation. And it should show up right when you press Monk Life. The channel should show up. This is my friend and kind of my student, Shiva Kailash Shambho, somebody that I spend time with. And I try to leverage the algorithm that he has to reach more people because this is something really difficult to come across. I can tell you to travel throughout the world and train with meditation centers and monasteries all over the world. I had to sacrifice my life. I had to give up my well paying job. I had to give up my car, my house, my relationship. I had to give up everything to go and become a Buddhist monk. And it was not an easy thing to do. To go into an entirely new culture, to go into a entirely different paradigm of philosophy and human life that Buddhism offers. Buddhism originates from no country. My focus and my work is on more of advanced teachings. So for people who are not seriously interested in Buddhism, enlightenment, non-duality, listen, I really want to make this clear, right? If you like Buddhism, you like meditation, you like spirituality, but you would not consider there to be a major value to actually ask questions and have a conversation with someone who lived as a Buddhist monk for 8 years, then you are in the wrong place. I was on the Matan Evans podcast. I've collaborated with million subscriber YouTube channels. I've done work all over the world. I've worked with thousands of people. I've led meditation retreats all over the world. So this is not, I'm not here to try and give a lecture because a part of what I'm doing here is I'm trying to manipulate the algorithm. I'm trying to speak in a way that's accessible, factual, but also a little bit annoying to get people to pause so that through you pausing and subscribing and leaving kind of, superfluous comments, that algorithm is going to be triggered and more and more and more people will come across this live stream. Most of the people who come across this live stream will not actually be interested in the content that's going on here. So this live stream is not for those people. This live stream is for people who are seriously interested in the path of enlightenment. And if you're annoyed in being here, it may be because you're not seriously interested in enlightenment. You're not seriously interested in Buddhism. You're not seriously interested in non duality. Yeah, fishing for trolls. You could do a 10-day Vipassana retreat, totally okay to be married. And so a major part, and this is something a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes I put on face paint, sometimes I do a character, sometimes you might turn into a live stream and I'm yelling and screaming and dancing around because I'm working to manipulate the algorithm. This is a kind of advocacy work to reach out so that those very small percentage of people that will actually feel an energetic connection here will be able to come across this live stream and actually to form a connection. Now, I know that there are some people saying that this is fake, that this isn't real, that this guy is clearly delusional, and this is ridiculous, and this is that, and this is this. I can show you right here that this is a picture from 2019. This is me as a monk in 2019. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I've trained with very advanced meditation masters all over the world. So, what I'm providing here and what I'm inviting for people here, this is me with my teacher, Sayadaw Otamatara, who's one of the well known meditation masters from Myanmar. And I really want to emphasize and I really want to clear this up because there seems to be like some confusion here that doesn't make any sense. If you are not seriously interested in Buddhism, if you are not seriously interested in hearing someone who was a Buddhist monk for 8 years speak and to listen to them, keep it moving. You are in the wrong place. I'm sure you can find another live stream where there's some ridiculous person, depressed person, crazy person, dancing around person who doesn't have anything to do with Buddhism, who doesn't have anything to do with enlightenment, who doesn't have anything to do with spirituality, where you can go and watch that and you can go and participate in that. Now, this is not my channel. This is Shiva Kailash Shambho's channel. So he's kind of like a Hindu guy, like an ego guru guy. He does his own thing. My channel is called Monk Life Meditation. I live stream more than 12 hours every day, trying to create an environment for meditation, for Buddhism, for listening to great meditation masters. Sometimes we even do chanting. We do different kinds of practices together. I don't do this to make money. I do not do this to make money. I do this to try to help people connect and learn about Buddhism and enlightenment. There's a very, very small percentage of people who are here in this live stream right now that have the blessings or the merit or the good conditions to actually connect with what's being said here and say, wait a minute, this guy actually was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And I'm actually seriously interested in mindfulness and detachment. I'm seriously interested in finding the root of awareness and studying that and possibly experiencing cessation, possibly becoming a sotapanna, possibly becoming a sakyagami, going up these stages of enlightenment. Well, for most people, they don't know what those words mean. And that's why I'm trying to say that as someone who was a Buddhist monk for 8 years, I can be a kind of communication vessel for people who are seriously interested, not in fake spirituality, but interested in real spirituality. Now we do accept donations here. I mean, sue me. I'm a Buddhist monk. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. So as a Buddhist monk, we are always emphasizing the practice of generosity. Buddhist monks are at their core beggars. Every day, all over the world, in Buddhist countries like Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Laos, Cambodia, there will be thousands, tens of thousands of monks going out every day with their begging bowl. Now, I'd like to present to you my begging bowl, which is a begging bowl made of space. I am not a grifter. I am not here to manipulate anybody. I'm just here to hold out a helping hand and to invite people to be seriously interested in mindfulness and detachment and the way of ending suffering. Like I said, if you are watching this live stream and you do not know about Buddhism, you do not know about meditation, you do not know about non duality, and you are not interested in Buddhism, and you are not interested in meditation, and you are not interested in non duality, you are in the wrong place. I want to make that very clear. If you're not here to listen, Keep it moving. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is very serious. I am very serious. Do I look like I'm joking? Do I look like this is a joke to me? I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. Here's a picture of me with my teacher in Myanmar. Actually, I believe this is might be in Thailand. On my YouTube channel, there are over 1,000 live streams, over 1,500 live streams. So there is proof going back to when I first became a monk that I was a monk, that I ordained in Thailand December 16th, 2018. And I disrobed, I stopped being a monk in 2025. That's 8 years. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. That's 8 years. 8 years that I was a Buddhist monk. This is not filtered. This is not delineated. This is not for sale. This is extremely serious. But if you're not interested in Buddhism, then why are you here? And I know people say, I love messing around online and I've got nothing better to do, so I'll be here with you. I have a lot of things better to do than you do. Well, than not just not doing anything. I have a wife. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful home. I can go and enjoy my life and relax and have a meal and take a rest, take a shower, but I'm choosing to be here to give. I'm choosing to be here to practice generosity. I'm choosing to be here to connect with people who may actually be looking for something that's a little bit more real than the commonary bullshit that you find when you scroll through YouTube shorts. I wonder if you spent 10 hours every day scrolling through YouTube shorts, how many people would you meet that had experience of being a Buddhist monk for 8 years? Now, for people here who are not interested in Buddhism, who are not interested in enlightenment, who are not interested in non duality, of course, that's not going to matter to you. I'm not here proselytizing. Actually, I want to get that out of the way because I think people might have the wrong idea about that, right? I'm not here proselytizing. I'm not here trying to convince anyone of anything. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I have devoted my entire adult life to this path of meditation, spirituality, and being on this path of enlightenment. If you are someone who's seriously interested in that, then I'm here to be a resource and I'm here to be a connection point. If you're not seriously interested in that, I'm not here to form any kind of parasocial relationships with anybody. Now, I know that some people here are pointing out that I seem to be repeating myself. Right now, I'm on a live stream with Shiva, Kailash, Shambho, and I am manipulating the live stream. I'm acting in a way on the live stream that will make people stop, want to leave a comment, want to say you're lost, something like that. Because those comments, and when people stop and subscribe, and when people pause for a little bit to listen to what's being said, they actually help manipulate the algorithm to push out the content to more people. So, as this content is pushed out to more people, the likelihood that there is actually going to be someone who is interested in meditation, who is interested in Buddhism, who is interested in actually connecting with someone who's a Buddhist monk for 8 years to see and hear this content. And along the way, because I'm presenting myself in kind of an unusual way, there's a group of people that will subscribe and kind of be curious about what's going on here. Through their curiosity, they will come back to these live streams more often. And through that, they will slowly get a chance to actually start getting connected with non duality, Buddhism, spirituality, enlightenment, etc. So I am not someone here who's trying to convince other people to be Buddhist. I'm not trying to convince myself to be Buddhist. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I don't need to be convinced about the value of Buddhism, the value of meditation, the value of enlightenment. I'm already convinced about that. And I'm not trying to convince anyone else about that. What I'm here saying is that this is an invitation. I'd like to read a verse from the ancient Zen teachings out of China. When people today studying Zen learn it wrongly, it is because of no more than two sicknesses. One sickness is speechless, formless, motionless in the haunt of the mind body complex, where you say, even if the gods and masters, the gods and angels came forth, I would still just be thus. This is one sickness. Next is to give recognition to that which speaks, hears, works, acts, walks, stands, sits, and reclines. This is also a sickness. Do you know that activity is the root of suffering, sustained by the power of wind? If people can get away from these two sicknesses and can engage in total investigation, someday they should wake up. Otherwise, there is no cleaning things up. There are also two kinds of benefactors who speak bitterly as an expedient for two kinds of students. Students of one type make up rationales on their own and express things on their own, advancing and withdrawing, raising their fists and joining their palms, thinking this to be the way of enlightenment. Benefactors, seeing them this way, speak bitterly to them, saying, "You have misunderstood. Why is your attention so fixated when there is really no problem?" This is one kind of benefactor. Another type of student says, "I do not understand. I do not know. Why? Because I am not tuned in at all." Therefore, benefactors, seeing people thus, tell them, "There is nothing the matter with you. Why do you seek to understand and tune in?" This is another kind of benefactor. If both the former and latter types of students hear benefactors speaking like this and are able to turn their attention around and study through experience, not intellectual thinking, they will inevitably attain clarification. If they just say they don't understand, they are creating their own stagnation. Even after 1,000 years, they would just be the same. Fortunately, you are in its very midst. If you go on saying you do not understand and seek to tune into it, when will you ever be done? Do you want to understand? You must not set up limited measurements. You must apprehend it directly before you can get it. Now, Shiva, would you like to say anything or do you have any questions?
Yeah. Are you done? I have no words for you. I'm lost for words.
So I am not your everyday average spiritualist or, where's my Reiki? Where's my Kundalini? Where's my singing bowls? Where's my chakra crystals? Where's my witchcraft chakra crystals? The cha cha crystals. Cha cha cha, cha cha cha. A lot of yapping. I am somebody who sacrificed my life. I spent 8 years as a Buddhist monk. I was a Buddhist monk from 2018 to 2025. And now here I am. And like I said, if you're not seriously interested in spirituality, meditation, enlightenment, Buddhism, then I don't have anything to offer you. Then this invitation doesn't apply. But if you are seriously interested in Buddhism, meditation, enlightenment, non-duality, etc., then you are invited to come and connect. And let's have a discussion. Call me in on WhatsApp. We'll have a discussion for the more than 100 people that are here. But the fact of the matter is that I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And if that's not interesting to you, then that's not interesting to you, whatever.
Yeah. Why not? Let's allow people to call in. Why not? I think that'd be a good thing to do. Here's the phone number. Here's the phone number.
Okay, Riley says, and so if you have real questions and you don't want to call in on WhatsApp, please go over to the Monk Life Meditation channel. I'm live streaming in 4K right now. I am not lying. I'm not messing around. I'm live streaming right now in 4K. Some people are questioning about why I'm talking this way, why I'm acting this way, because this is primarily an invitation. And so if you are not receiving that invitation, it may be because that invitation is not for someone like you. But I have to manipulate the algorithm so that more people are flowing in and staying in for even just a moment. Even if somebody just stays for a moment because they think I'm annoying or they think I'm talking strangely or something that like that, that will actually boost the algorithm so that there will be a higher rating on this live stream so that more people will come across this live stream, and we might actually get some people who are interested in enlightenment or have some experience with Buddhism. The best person that we would like to have call in right here is somebody who's actually interested or has experience with Buddhism to call in and have a conversation. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes openness, receptivity. It's not about you getting what you want. It's about you being willing to let go of what you want in the face of what is.
He bans people. He bans people for asking questions.
Rearranged to be
Shut
in
up.
line with the love
Shut up.
you bring, with the light you
Shut
see,
up.
with the light you see. Set your own heart free. Oh, who the hell are you to say you are? God is us, that we are not lost. To be the whistleblower, to
Your phone
stand
is on Do
for a
Not Disturb.
different
Open your
culture,
WhatsApp.
a
Open your
culture
WhatsApp.
of love.
Message him. Message him.
I'm standing for a
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
I'm giving up resistance, my heart is insistent. Offering my soul to you in every instant. Authentic calling is my one true mission. To love the world through my music
Shut up.
and vision. I'm all
I can't
in,
handle it
ready to
anymore. I'm gonna
fall
quit.
in line with this
I'm
love
gonna kick him out.
divine, with this world of mine. Together we'll rise and bring the shadows right to a place of
Disconnect.
light. I offer my life and I need you to live a life you love, and I need you to know that you're enough just as you are, and we are on the cusp of this new world, and in you I trust. Every broken piece and place of shame is just love showing you the way. So
Shut
let
up.
darkness teach you your own name, so in the shadows you can stand and say, tell you who I am.
God.
I am God, and
Shut up.
God is
Shut
us,
up.
and we
Shut
are not
up.
lost. Tell you who I am. I am the whistleblower. I stand for a different culture, a cultural you. I
Somebody
am
please call him. Take a shot.
I am God, and God is us, and we are not lost. Tell you who I am. I am the whistleblower. I stand for a different culture, a
Answer the
culture
phone. People are calling you. People are
of
calling you. People are
love.
calling you. People are calling you. You ban people for asking you questions.
Okay, we have somebody calling in, so we can take a look and see what this is all about. And if you'd like to watch this live stream in higher quality, higher audio quality, higher video quality, you can see me in 4K on my channel, the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel. And audio quality is better. Every quality is better. You're welcome to come and participate and be a part of the community. But we welcome everyone, but we don't permit everything. So you're welcome to come and participate. You're welcome to be a part of the community. But if you're acting like a fool, then you will be removed. What is it? Okay. Okay, be careful, honey. And buy the best rice. You know I like the best of the best. Most expensive rice on the house. On Courage's dime. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani.
I was listening to
Hello,
you.
who is this?
I was listening to you.
Hello,
Shut up.
who is this? No, caught them before they caught me. Anyways, I sometimes I get frustrated. I get a little bit worked up about people, but I'm learning to actually some of my community are saying there's actually some openings taking place here, and that's very important to me, and I want that to continue happening. And I'm a real guy. This is real. And I know that some people have been talking about some people have been talking about like when I'm doing these live streams of Shiva and it messes with me if people donate to Shiva. But actually, like the advertisement and the platform that, for better or worse, Shiva is providing me right now is like worth hundreds of dollars. So I don't encourage any of my students or my supporters or the people who are following me to donate to Shiva for this. But I'm just saying, like, I'm getting to make my mess, like share my energy and put this invitation out to hundreds to thousands of people. And every single person that subscribes and leaves a comment and just stops and pauses and watches this for a second is 100% supporting the algorithm for this invitation and message to go out to more people, which is the only thing that I expect from this situation. So, deep bow to everybody. We're building a community, and this is for people who are seriously interested in meditation, spirituality, enlightenment. This is not for people who are, making little comments and saying, "Well, I don't even like this." Well, I don't care if you like this or not. This is about me reaching more people with my message. This is about me reaching out and letting people know that there is someone who is a Buddhist monk for 8 years on live stream that has a YouTube channel that's doing this work and to actually give people an opportunity to connect. So this is really valuable to me. And every single comment that you put on there is supporting the algorithm and supporting this to take place more in line with what my desire is. So naturally, like I have a full life. Like I was a monk for 8 years. I live with my wife here in Vietnam. So like little snippet comments from random people, like anonymous usernames, don't interfere with me. And if you're like trying to convince other anonymous people to think how you do, well, whoop-de-doo. I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure
Why
they have
would
no
I?
impact on it.
I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. If somebody could be convinced, then they'd go and check out my channel, my work. I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the
Please
now.
don't stop and singing.
I have
Please stop it.
arrived. I am
Please stop and singing.
home in the
How do I stop it?
here and in the now. I am solid. I am free. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate I dwell. In the ultimate I dwell. Also, look at my mic. Look at my camera. Look at my life. Anybody who knows Dr. Rob knows he's not hurting for money, but every dollar counts.
Rags? I don't even know. This is just no. It's a teach. I'm a lesson. Words are not gonna get there.
I am home in the here and in the now. I am solid. I am free. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate I dwell.
No singing. Which is not allowed on my channel.
I
You're
dwell.
not going to sing on my channel.
What's that, Shiva? Is your camera frozen, Shiva? Is your phone glitching out? So, like I said before, my name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Institute, Research Institute for Engaged Buddhism and Non Duality. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I founded and established the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute late last year. I have a thriving community of serious practitioners, people who are on the path at varying levels of the path. We work, our practice, our community work and our practice is primarily to listen to Dharma talks and to read Dharma teachings from people who are way more advanced than we are. I use my skill set and my experience resource of being a monk for 8 years to kind of try to share what I can, share my understanding where I can, but we also come together and meditate. So if you're seriously interested in Buddhism and meditation, if you can feel a little bit of energy here, which I understand a lot of people can't, but that's what you get by eating McDonald's and scrolling on YouTube and listening to Donald Trump and bullshit politics, as goes with being an American. Then if you can feel that energy, you're welcome to connect and check out my YouTube channel where I live stream in 4K every day, more than 12 hours a day, and it's really exciting stuff. It's really worthwhile stuff, but it's a very small percentage of the population, a very small percentage of the people that are watching these live streams here, 6, 7, 6, 7, that are actually going to be have the blessings or have the merit to connect with this energy and actually to step forward in being interested in this whole situation.
I can say so much right now, but I just won't.
And we are nicotine positive here. If you test my blood, I will test positive for nicotine.
Are you gonna quit one of these days? Quit the bullshit? Quit the
Hmm?
act?
Hmm?
Why don't you close your YouTube app and restart so you can hear me properly? And when are you gonna quit your act and your
So I just want to make an announcement for everybody. Recently in a live stream, I mean, we had some weird situations where someone sent me $100 to fart. Basically, they said, if you fart, I'll send you $100. And I happened to, it's kind of a Zen moment, and I farted and they sent me $100. We had another person later on who sent me $100 to drink, to chug beers, to chug 4 beers. And so if I drink IPAs, I don't drink normal beers. But if there's anybody out there that would like to send $100 donation to get me to chug 4 beers on live stream and kind of really turn this whole thing up, you can go to my YouTube channel, send me a message there. You can donate the $100 through YouTube, but if you do that, it needs to be more like $120 or $150 because of all the fees that YouTube takes. If you just want to donate $100 on PayPal or Cash App, my Cash App is MonkLife93, and we can definitely bring some beers here. I'm not a drinker. I don't keep alcohol in the fridge, but I do drink IPAs if I'm drinking beer, and that's high ABV. So if you'd like to bring the experience to that degree, kind of a tantric, crazy wisdom, Tibetan non-duality, Dzogchen kind of thing, we can do that. But it'll take a donation. It's not something that I'm just going to do because I don't want to drink any beer. I want to practice mindfulness and detachment. And
This
if you
is
donate
such
$100 here on Shiva's channel,
bull.
that won't count. So just FYI. There's something I wanted to share with the community. That's not, I wouldn't go with that, Forrest. I would not go with that. And I certainly wouldn't go with the stay tuned guy. It's a pretty sick individual. But it's okay. There's nothing inherently wrong with being sick. It's just call sickness sickness. My wife is out purchasing rice. She worked today and she came home and she cleaned and now she's going to cook. Let's take a vote.
Thank God.
Should Dr. Rav have a baby? I think it's better to get an orphan than have a baby. It's scary.
Jesus.
What do you think, Shiva? Should I have a baby?
We're gonna put it to a vote.
Well, I can't have a baby. My wife can have a baby, and I might be able to help her with that. What do you
We're gonna
think,
put it to a
Shiva?
vote. No. No.
No, not a good
No.
idea. How about my community? How about the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute? Baby or no baby?
The WhatsApp. The WhatsApp.
I'm
Do it.
surprised that there's not more excitement and interest and vitality and kind of a waterfall conflicts moment. People really feeling an energy and a vibe that they say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute right here. There's some energy here that I feel, and I want to see what this Dr. Rob guy is about.
Pick up the WhatsApp call.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, who's this?
Sarah.
Okay, seemed like you had the thought about it. Do you have traumatic brain injury?
No, I just wasn't sure if I wanted to give you my name.
Why would I give a and see, Shiva, see, this is what you don't really get and you don't really understand. It's like those moments and those situations are precisely when you don't turn something off, when you don't stop. So that's why I've had to make public apologies in the past. That's why I've had to, reach out and set boundaries with you. because it's often at those times when you need to be at your highest that you turn to be at your lowest. And I understand you get confused, you get tumbled around by your ego, but you have to remember the emptiness that is at the core of what we're doing here. And there's such a discombobulation of your ego where you're continuously platforming me, right? And you're making money by platforming me. You're making more money than you would otherwise make. And this is something you need to find a new persona. I remember the Shiva that I met in Bali that was like, wow, Dr. Rob is so wild and free and cool and interesting. And I look up to that and I want to be like that. And you seem to have like kind of crusted into yourself in a bad way where you're taking on these weird ego personas to try and make money, to a lot of disassociated and discombobulated, confused people.
First of all,
It's
shut
really
up.
not good karma for
Second
you,
of
man.
all,
Like
second of all,
what you were doing
you
on this
calling
live
people
stream
slurs
when
is
you
not an
noticed
ego
that
pursuit,
energy of
buddy.
like, well,
Calling
if people
people,
are here
innocent people
watching this and
slurs
they see that
is
I
not
don't
an
agree
ego
with you, then
pursuit.
I guess people want to donate to me because I don't agree with you. And that's something you've been doing for a long time.
This is not about
And that's
that.
just not a good
Calling
thing to
people
do, man, because
slurs,
I'm telling you,
calling
if you
people
see my
very
live
harsh
streams, this is
words
something
that
that
have
some of
done
my
nothing to
community
you
members have
is a
noticed.
sign of your own
These live
spiritual
streams that are
immaturity.
going on for 12 hours, people will pop in and it will be shining more brightly than it's ever been before. Like there will be something really interesting, really alive, really rich happening. That's like how is it even possible that
Ace
this
profits,
guy
don't worry,
goes
I
to
don't
sleep
put
watching
in the
the
bank
live
anything.
stream, wakes up 10 hours later and the live stream's still going on and there's something dynamic and vibrant and happening. You come? But you have to take the money out of Honey's wallet. Yeah.
So again, to get your self-centered, ego-centric
Well, actually, I'm doing this guy a favor by even allowing him to do this donation because I'm in Vietnam. They don't have American banks over here. I'm not saying I have a lot of money, but I have enough money to live my life. And I'm hoping that we receive more donations in the future, more people invest in the future. Because if they want to support this work, I'm not saying just throw money at me. I'm saying if you want to invest and support this work, then really be a part of that. And I encourage that, and I want you to be financially successful and independent so that you can continue supporting yourself and cultivation and going further down the path. But if I'm going on the way, I mentioned Igloo. It's funny that you showed up again. This is the guy who made the $100 donation for the first beer round. The offer is still on the table, Igloo, if you want to do that. But please, this time, if you can donate through PayPal, or I mean, I guess you can donate on YouTube Super Chat, but please add in some extra money, especially if you're donating through iPhone, because there's heavy fees that come out of that, like 30-40% that come out of your donation. So that really hits, that really adds up. And because I'm doing this guy a favor because there's not American banks over here, so I have to do all this legwork. I have to watch the cash versus the online money versus the money I have access to, and you never know what's going to happen in America the way things are going.
This guy is
So
saying that somebody donated to him. He's the one that's he's doing him a favor by
yeah,
letting
my
him see
channel is
it.
Monk Life Meditation. If you want to donate to me, my channel is Monk Life Meditation. Cash App is Monk Life 93.
Anyways, I'm done. I'm done with this live stream.
Okay. Well, I don't encourage you to drink Igloo, but if you do that, I mean, if you want to donate when you're drinking, it's better than not donating at all. What did you say, Shiva?
So your bad behavior and improper way of
Well, you're
communicating.
you're not determining who's doing bad behavior here, right? So you've been
Yes, I am.
continuously platforming quote unquote bad behavior for months. So you need to
No.
look at yourself. I would never platform you like this on my channel.
Well,
I
I
would
remove you
never
when
platform you like this on your channel, on my channel. I would never do that to my community. I would never do that to just people who are coming across. I wouldn't do that. Now, if we were having a co-live stream together and this guy begged for money for months, and you can still see he's still begging for money on that pinned chat to say contribute to Shiva's phone fund. He received well over $1,000 US well over that to get whatever phone that he wanted weeks ago. And he still hasn't purchased the phone, and he's still coming on live stream and saying, well, I don't even know what phone I would buy. I mean, we need to think about this, and maybe now's not even the right time for me to buy a phone. And yet he's still doing this fake GoFundMe, this fake begging for a phone, just go and buy the phone. So you need to look at your behavior, not look at my behavior. And yeah, sometimes I do get ticked off when you're taking advantage of this situation where you have somebody who actually was a Buddhist monk for 8 years, who has actually received names and transmissions from real spiritual teachers, who didn't give himself a spiritual name and then put it on his passport and named himself after a spiritual god, a Hindu god, which is ridiculous. Yeah, Shiva's doing that now. He's still doing that. You know what I mean?
Look,
So it's ridiculous. And you saying, well, I'm taking a stand against your bad behavior. What?
yes,
Who's supposed to believe that? The only people who could believe that are literally psychotic. Literally. So I
you
don't know
said
how much
something that
people
was out of
follow
line.
along
I
with what's
removed you
going
from the
on
live
here, but
stream.
I'm just
Simple as
laying
that.
out the facts of what's been going on. And this
Listen,
fake
buddy, I
persona of
know
Shiva
that
being
people insecure and
serious
you can't
is
let me
just a
talk.
scheme for him to play like trying to be like me, but he's not being like me. He's because he hasn't gone through the
Nobody wants to
process
be
to
like
be
you.
like me, and he's not being cool, he's not being dynamic, he's not being energetic. And if you look at his YouTube channel in Hindu philosophy, there's two types of energies. There's a higher, like a natural energies and positive energies, and then there's lower, there's negative energies, right? There's tantric and pranic, whatever they call it. Do you actually know what they're called, Shiva?
Yes.
What are they called?
Raja, Sattva, and Tamas. Tamas, Raja, and Sattva.
And the tamas is the sickness energy, the low energy, right?
Hmm?
Shiva is constantly, even though I'm producing all kinds of Rajic energy, high positive energy that's transcendent, okay, Shiva is constantly taking clips of shorts of only tantric energy, lower vibrational energy to put on his YouTube channel. This guy's delusional, he's misinformed, he's misdirected, and what he's doing is very, very problematic. And I'm just here to set a standards and let people know
Wow.
that if you're actually interested in spirituality, well, I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And if you're
Doesn't show
curious
it.
about real meditation and actually getting involved in a real community, you've got a place to connect with here. You know what I mean? But if you're
I
not
don't know what
interested
you're
in
saying.
that, then keep on walking because you're in the wrong place. Simple as that.
Why do you constantly
And it
hog
is.
up
It
the
is
airspace?
surprising that I only have 17 viewers on my 4K live stream with high quality audio. It's very surprising because this is an energy and this is a dynamic that you want to be as tuned into and connected with as you possibly can. We
So,
recently had a troll army come against me. They stood up against me. I noticed them and I didn't have a negative energy towards them, but I said, wow, this is kind of interesting, surprising. And now this troll army leader is coming back and saying, well, wait a minute. Actually, I like this guy. And actually, this is really interesting. And actually, wow, this guy's really dedicated. And this guy's really showing out for the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Someone
so
who's was just new, someone who's used to like
why do you
lolcows and people like
constantly hog
that.
up the airspace? Why do you constantly talk and not allow others to
Because you
talk?
don't have anything to say, man. You're just here
You don't
doing a
even know if I have
grift.
something to say or
You're
not. You
just
just
here
talk over
trying to
me.
make money. If you look on and he says, no, no, there's nothing like that. I'm not doing anything like that. Look at his channel. His entire channel for the past 3 months is all about me. All the videos are about me. And the other videos are some weird drama that he's gotten himself involved with of sexually harassing people on his Discord server, like young women on his Discord server, and or weird guys that are high as balls talking about where the crypto market is going to go and who invented Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
And fishing for trolls, you're welcome here. And I'll be
so
honest with
let
you,
me
fishing for
respond to that
trolls.
before you
When I
start to
saw
hog up the
that, when I
space
saw
again
those
and just
videos, I
talk
did feel
nonsense.
kind of a little bit of negative energy.
You
But
can't.
I
You
didn't want to
can't.
follow through it. I don't
That's
want that to be
talks
my
like
identity because I
nothing
really
of
don't know
truth can
you
be said. Nothing of truth can be said when he's talking over everybody.
in that way.
So stay tuned. He also banned me from his live stream. Can you believe that? I'm timed out. It means I can't message him. I can't send my
Yeah,
any
you're
pickup
timed
in his
out.
own
And now
time.
you're bringing it to some superfluous parasocial bullshit when I've brought up all these points for you to talk about and address and respond to, and yet somehow now everybody forget about
So
that. Did you
somehow
know that I
now,
was timed out on his live stream too? It's bullshit, man.
what I
It's
have,
total fucking bullshit. And I'm sorry, but the moment that Dr. Rob steps out of the picture, all these people who are parasocially kind of following you in your spiritual journey are going to say no. Anybody who has any money, anybody who has any intelligence, can say, "What the fuck? Now you're acting like this whole past 3 months didn't happen." I mean, and then even me calling that out. Now he's going to say some other superfluous bullshit to key into and distract people. Even the AIs have gotten to you about this. Cat got your tongue, Shiva? No, the devil has his tongue. The self-cherishing butcher has his tongue.
the only
It's
butcher that
bullshit,
has
man.
your
And so you're
tongue
trying to
is
appeal to
anybody.
either the lowest informed and parasocial, like just disassociated people, or you're trying to appeal to literally psychotic people. And I'm like, why is that your audience, man? Why is that the people that you try to talk to? You know, the
The
people that
amount
I
of
try to talk
false
to
views
and
and
reach out to
wrong
is
things
people
you
who
say
have
is
actual
unbelievable. It's too much to
experience with
respond to.
Buddhism and meditation and want to challenge me. And yeah, I'm here to challenge you, but you're always
I'm
avoiding it,
trying to
man.
say something.
You're
I'm trying.
always avoiding what I say instead of actually addressing it. Then you go into some bullshit about, well, I needed the phone, but now I'm not really sure if I need the phone. And yeah, I guess I do need the phone, but actually, I'm not even sure what phone. It's been weeks, man. It's been almost a month since you raised that money. Go and buy the phone or stop begging for money for a phone and tell people what's going on in your life. You're so out of it, man. And you're so clouded in ignorance and you're so unwilling to listen to anybody that can actually help you that you can't even do content for your YouTube channel anymore, man. You're supposed to be in Da Nang, Vietnam. You're supposed to be by the beach because it's going to give you connectivity to your spiritual life. And yet, somehow, the only time that you can do a live stream or create any kind of content that's not totally about Dr. Rob is when you bring in some fucking random fake content creator guy that's high off balls talking about the cryptocurrency market. Why don't you clip this, man? Why don't you clip a 3 minute short of this for your audience? And
What
people
is
are starting to
so?
see
Why do you
that you
keep
you are a
skipping? Why do
bullshit
you keep
artist. Yeah,
interrupting me when I try to
keep
talk?
trying to
Why?
appeal to
Why can't you
literally
let me talk?
psychotic people. Keep trying to appeal to literally psychotic people. To say, yeah, Dr. Rob's just a whiner.
Well, you are. That's what
Yeah,
you're
you
doing now.
are. You are just a whiner.
So let me respond. You said a lot of things. Let me
You're not going to
explain.
respond to anything that I said with anything other
So
than sycophantic
one,
bullshit. And guess what? If you're not seriously interested in Buddhism, meditation, or spirituality, fishing for trolls, I'd love to talk to you, man. That'd be a great situation.
yeah,
If
good
you're
luck.
not
If
seriously
that's what I
interested
think
in
it is,
Buddhism, meditation, enlightenment, in non-duality, then you are in the wrong fucking place. Keep it moving. But I want to have a parasocial relationship. I want to be the guy that says, this guy's all crazy and stuff. Well, guess what? You're doing exactly what I want you to do and what benefits me. Making little comments and staying and watching the video a little bit longer, which adds onto the algorithm, which means that there might actually be more people that come across this that may actually have a serious interest in Buddhism or have some experience with Buddhism to come and call me out or reach out. Just like the guy who's been a Buddhist monk for 12 years, because I'm acting this way, because I'm manipulating the algorithm, because I'm
okay, shut
manipulating
up.
people
Nobody
like
cares.
you
No,
so that
nobody.
more
Let me
reach
respond.
out
Let
can
me say something.
happen,
Let me
which
say
is
something.
very
Oh,
expensive. You don't know how expensive
oh.
advertising is. And then I called that guy and I stepped him down and he said, yeah, you're right. And I
Oh.
apologize.
You said it with such disdain that I had my friend on my live stream, and we talked about crypto and gold. What is so wrong about that? What is
It's
so
just
bad about that?
stupid bullshit, man. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with the reason that people support you, man. What? People are supposed to support you? The same with the thing
So
about
there goes
virgin
your
women.
psychology.
The same with the thing about
You
virgin
only
women.
do things
You have a
because
need for money.
you
You have a
want people to
need to be
support you,
supported to
and you're
continue your
willing to do
spiritual
whatever it
journey.
takes for you to
And
get
yet the
supported.
only
You just
content that you can
exposed your
provide
mind. You
is
just
the crypto.
exposed your
I wonder
mind.
who really
You just
invented
exposed
Bitcoin.
your
I
mind.
heard
You
he was
didn't
an
even know
ex.
what you
And
were
how
doing.
embarrassed were you when you said, Yeah. And you know what? These Epstein files have revealed that maybe Epstein created Bitcoin. And then this drugged out fucking loser that doesn't give two fucks about you or anything that you're doing said, hey, dumbass. They didn't say anything like that. How embarrassed were you at that moment?
I wasn't embarrassed at all. I'm here learning. I don't know everything. I don't
Well, you
pretend like
got
I
a
know everything
lot to
like you.
learn, buddy. You got a whole lot to learn,
Of
and you're
course,
lucky
everybody
it's
does.
me here with you instead of that lunatic.
What, and you don't?
From random
So
lunatics online?
relax,
No,
humble
because I
yourself.
I lived for as a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I traveled the world. I lived in hermitages and monasteries in South Korea. I practiced in deep meditation retreats in the forests of Myanmar. I attended serious sadhana in the Mahakumbh at the Mahakumbh festival. So I put on this ego. I take on this ego to get people like Damien to comment, to keep the algorithm moving, to keep the outreach going. So instead of just having parasocial YouTube scrollers that come across this, there was more chance for actually people who are seriously interested in spirituality meditation to come across these live streams. What don't you understand about what I'm saying? I'm speaking English. You either have to be psychotic or totally disassociated to not hear what I'm saying.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but you
I'm
just
not
exposed
talking to
yourself.
you. I'm talking to the hundreds of people that are flowing in and out of this live stream.
Yeah, and
This
you're
is
welcome, by
great
the way.
content. This is great access for me to put my message out there. No, most people, man, most people aren't going to buy this. Most people, well, I'm not selling anything. Most people aren't
Yeah.
interested in enlightenment. Most people aren't
Nobody
interested in
cares.
Buddhism. Most
Stop
people aren't
putting yourself on
interested
a
in
pedestal.
meditation. Most people are using these YouTube shorts to disassociate or
Just
create
get
some
some
kind of
humility in
parasocial
yourself.
toxic relationships with other people.
Just become a little bit more humble. Stop putting yourself above others and trying to pretend like you're some sort of enlightenment guy and you care about enlightenment.
I'll do that once you take your head out of your ass.
Well, as you can clearly see, my head is not anywhere near my ass.
Oh, it's in your mental ass. That's exactly what are you fucking daft? What are you fucking stupid now? It's an allegory. It's not about your head literally being, if your head was literally in your ass, you'd be suffocating and dying. It's about your mental state of
Okay,
being a
relax,
bullshit artist, of not being
relax,
able to follow together
relax,
with me with what I say and to respond to
relax.
what I say to you.
Just because I
And
don't
you
agree with
treat your
everything you're
audience and
saying,
you treat your community like they're dumb, psychotic, disassociated, like they can't follow along with what's being going on. I remember one time he said, I don't even call Dr. Rob off stream. It's actually all on stream. As if you
yeah,
haven't been
true.
fucking sending your entire life for the past 3 months that's been circling around me. That's been circling around me continuously. No, it's not true. It's not
You
true.
are such a
Check your
nice guy.
fucking
You're not
YouTube
just like,
channel. Check your
there you
fucking.
go.
It's not true. It's not true.
Because then
Well, if
I
anybody
am
has
the
half
center
the
of my
mind
YouTube
and
channel.
half the
I
care,
am the
go
center of
and
my
check
YouTube channel.
Shiva's YouTube channel and
I am the
see
center of
if
my
for the
YouTube
past
channel.
3 months, his entire YouTube channel and his entire life
Just
of
because
him
I have
begging me to
you
come to
on my
Da Nang
live
with
stream
him
doesn't
and
mean it's
begging
about
me to go
you.
to India with him and coming to Vietnam because
Nobody's
he would
begging
like to
except
spend more
you.
time with me is not all about me. So I don't get your deal, man, where you're literally trying to like create what? A group of parasocial, psychotic, disassociated loons that are just
That's
gonna,
that's
yeah, the
your
stock
feeling. That's
market.
your
Yeah,
accusation. I'm
yeah,
just
you're
here
right.
live
Women
streaming
should
for
be
the fun if
virgins.
anybody
You're
wants to
right. You're
join.
right. You're right. You're a
No,
fucking Looney Tune, man. You're out
no,
of your
you
fucking
pretend to
mind.
be
And
someone you're not. You pretend to be
my
more
wife,
spiritual than
she
you are.
hates when I bring it to this level because it's really
Because you have
frustrating for me
no
because
fun.
I
You have
think that
no
you can be
meditation.
better
You
than
have no
this, man.
spirituality.
Because I think
It's
that
not
you can be
actually
better
lit.
with this and you can build a better
It's
community
not
around you.
actually lit.
But it's so fucked up and dumb how it seems like you're always
Accept the
trying
present
to
moment for
appeal
the
to the
way it is.
lowest common denominator and try to like put people to say, listen, you've either just got to be a dumb fuck loser or be psychotic or disassociated. Otherwise, you're going to take Dr. Rob seriously. You know who takes Dr. Rob more seriously than anybody here on this live stream is you, Shiva, who's made their entire
So
career, their entire life about Dr. Rob for the past 3 months. living on my couch, coming to meet with my teacher, asking me to come and stay on my couch
I don't know
for
why
a
you get
few
so
extra
defensive.
days after the meditation retreat when I had it
Relax.
up to my
Nobody's
head with
attacking you.
you,
Nobody's
asking
hurting
me
you.
to go to Da Nang with you, still trying to finagle my wife into coming out and taking a trip in
What's
Da
so
Nang so
wrong
that you
about
can spend
inviting
a little
friends
bit of
to
more
what
time
you
together
are?
with
What's
me.
so wrong about that? What's so wrong about that? What's so wrong about sending an invitation? Why do you say it in a way that puts somehow supposed to put me down?
You ask him how much.
And the reason why you're so agitated is because you actually have no spirituality in you. You're just pretending. This little spiritual shtick that you're doing is clearly not working, and the results are in the pudding.
You want me to go?
The proof is in
You
the pudding.
go? Okay. So we're gonna take this live stream. 5 minutes, we'll be back. And there, call the police, Shiva. I hear noises in the background. Call the police again, like you did at your last cheap ass Airbnb. And the other thing that I don't get is that aren't most of the people here Americans? Aren't most of the people here Americans? This guy is a
So what?
Canadian who doesn't have a job, who
We're
begs
all
for
human
money
beings.
online,
Human
living in a
beings.
foreign country. So I don't know what kind of people are here, but I certainly don't get it.
They're just people. So stop trying to label people. Stop trying to
They're just
use
people.
slurs.
They're just people.
That's
They're
right.
just okay. Let's go. They're just people. These are just people.
That's correct.
These
Yes,
are
they
just
are.
people. Don't try to label anybody. These are just people. No, well, that's the difference between me and you. You have a group of just people. I have a community. I'll see you back in 5 minutes when I have my air advanced Xiaomi 4 Pro air purifier that was given to me by a donation.
Wow, that you begged for. So frog eats frog, and let me know if you're who you think you are, who I think you are. I'd love to have a set up a conversation between you and this guy. That would be something that probably is never going to happen, but if it does, that would be something remarkable to see, and I really wish for that to happen. So I guess this is the only time that I get a chance to speak unfiltered. His live stream is titled. So Dr. Rob's live stream, and I don't know why I keep calling him doctor. He's not a doctor of anything. Is titled, "Oh, meet the real Dr. Rob. Meet the real me." He doesn't know who he is. He's just one day putting on face paint, one day trying to be spiritual, banning people for asking questions, and whatever he's doing. He has a right to do that, I guess, but I wouldn't do that. And so that's one thing. Second thing, yes, I live stream with him often. That doesn't mean that my YouTube channel is not the center of my attention. I'm here always, constantly. So he's helping me and I'm using him, and it's all wonderful. So this is not a skit, this is real life. And yeah, so the reason why for the beginning of this whole live stream I was just out of it and I was putting my face down and looked like I was sleeping was because this is not lived in him. This is just words. He's just saying a bunch of fancy words. It's not direct experience. This is just some things that he learned and he's repeating it off of books. Is it accurate what he's saying? Yes, it's accurate. The things that he's read is accurate. But it's very easy to see that it's just book knowledge. So then when some conflict actually arises, you can see how much anger comes up, what actually comes up. And that is the truth. That's who he really is, you could say. So how much peace you have inside of yourself, how much authenticity and how much equanimity you have is a judgment of how spiritual you are. Clearly, he is not that. He's getting very agitated, very angry. He's getting very hot. His wife is saying, "Oh, I can't allow this to happen," or "I don't like when you do this." We can't help it because he genuinely doesn't have any spiritual practice. And when conflict arises or things happen that he doesn't like arises, he gets angry. So you see, he can't leave this alone. He says that I'm whatever. So this is not Yes, he's insecure. That's correct. This is why, and it's okay to be insecure. I'm not holding it against him. I'm here to help him. Actually, I have obviously much more positive energy than him. I've gone deeper than him in terms of just stability and equanimity and awareness. And he's just learning, even though he thinks he's on a big high horse pedestal. That he was a Buddhist monk for 7 years, always constantly reminding himself of the past, what happened way back then. I haven't done that ever. I have some accomplishments way better than him. And I've been to lots of places, lots of Buddhist monasteries as well. But you don't hear me leaning against those experiences and leaning against that to bring some kind of authority to me. Did you know that a long time ago I did this, therefore I'm some sort of big spiritual guy? No, that's kind of a fallacy. What you are now is what you have. It doesn't matter what you did a long time ago. 8 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever you did, that's irrelevant. Whatever you did in 100 lifetimes ago, that's gone. So, what are you now? This is just ego nonsense. And Dr. Rob has an ego, but we're not going to touch too much on that because it's a little bit too refined to talk about. And yeah. So this whole live stream and my YouTube channel is about spirituality, positivity, creating a peaceful, harmonious environment. And this guy is just a kind of a contrast to that. And you're saying, why am I platforming him? Why do I give him a place to talk? And because he's a human being, just like me. And we're not all perfect. If you could find me a perfect person to live stream with, I would give this guy up in a heartbeat and I would live stream with him. But nobody's perfect. At least he's a seeker. He's on the spiritual path. And we're both talking to each other. So maybe you're better. The people that are insulting him and saying, why am I platforming this? Oh, it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Why don't you come on the live stream with me? Let's see how better you are. At the very least, at the very bottomest pit, he's entertaining. That's not saying much. That's not a lot of credit. But hey, at least it's something. So that's why. If you're showing me a perfect human being I can live stream with and he's respectful with his words and he doesn't curse and yell and abuse people and equanimous and meditative, fantastic. That's who I would want to live stream with, and it'd be much better for everybody else. But right now, this is just where the energy is going, and clearly there's some benefit to be gained from this. Yeah, stay tuned. Let me know if you're still here. I'll mention you briefly. When Rob cuts you off from your channel is dead. No, my channel has 10,000 subscribers. When Dr. Rob or when Rob live streams by himself, he has 17 viewers. 17. When we do these live streams together, we have over 100. So that just goes to show you how ignoramus you actually are. And people want to see communication. People want to see community and people gathering together and conversations. That's what I'm trying to say, conversations. So my channel was fine before he got here, and my channel will be fine after he leaves. He is not my channel. I am my channel, and I will continue to grow. I met Monk first. I donated to Shiva first. Thank you very much, Hayes. I highly appreciate that. Yes, and if you donate to Dr. Rob, I'm not saying where to donate to. That's your choice. What you do with your money, what you vote for with your money is where your vote goes. But we should take a look at Rob's lifestyle. He smokes, he drinks. Well, at least he's trying to give up smoking now. It's kind of working. I'm not sure how long he's going to chew the tobacco gum for. But he's making an attempt, and I encourage that. He eats bad food, he curses at people, he insults people, he has a lot of violent tendencies, verbally violent. I don't support that, I don't encourage that, so that's the donation, that's what you're funding. Of course, everybody needs to eat, and he's benefiting people, and if he benefits you, absolutely donate to him. But you should also look what you're encouraging, what you're expanding. If you give to me, what you're expanding is peace, harmony, equanimity, joy, profoundness, truth. kindness,
Everybody,
gentleness.
I am really excited. I know sometimes I share my suffering, I share my strife, but it's a time like this where I want to share my joy. As you know, my name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Institute for Buddhist Research and Non Dual Absurdism. And this is really exciting because, especially if you're watching on my live stream, because you're going to get a full 4K view. This is incredible. So, I actually have many students. I have many devotees all over the world. They pay for my rent. They pay for my housing. They pay for my shelter. They pay for my food. We recently raised over 5,000 Australian dollars for a monk life meditation motorbike project, which is really exciting. We're going to have vlogs and things like that coming up very soon. Go to the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel right now if you'd like to see this unboxing. But we had a young man, a young garage door salesman, who found a niche in the market where people are charging too much. And this is incredible because what's actually about to take place is something that you've probably never seen on live stream before. I have received a donation. A donation. I didn't sell anything. I didn't sell a course or sell some chakra realignment ceremony. I received a donation where this man in America, he wanted for me and my wife in our home that is paid for by donations from my students and support. I'm not joking you. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I haven't worked a day in that time. And this right here is the air purifier, the Xiaomi Smart Air Purifier 4 Pro. We are about to have one of the cleanest environments. This is going to change the entire dynamic of the monk life meditation community. You've seen what it's like when I breathe in air that's a low quality air. I've recently stopped smoking cigarettes. This is going to be an entirely different situation where we have a protected and a purified space in our home, purified air. And I think that this is going to lead to dhyana. This is going to lead to deeper meditation sessions. And I want everybody in this community to join me together in this unboxing. We're going to open it up. We're going to unpack it. We're going to make sure it works. We're going to plug it in. And we're going to start purifying the air. Let's get some W's in the chat if you're ready to start purifying the air that we breathe here at the Monk Life Meditation Center in Vietnam. W's in the chat, everybody. And Shiva might have to step away because Shiva might have to go call the police. He was staying at a really crappy Airbnb a week ago, and he thought that he heard machines outside. He said there were machines outside, and so he called the police early in the morning, and he called the police on the Airbnb that he was staying, that apparently a family was running. And he called the police on the Airbnb that was staying at him, like the cheapest. This guy's a backpacker. This guy is literally just goes on live streams, begs for money, tries to sell fake spiritual stuff online. And he called the police on a hardworking family and said that there's machines outside and this Airbnb can't operate. And he's prideful. If you ask him, he's prideful. He says, yeah, and the police told them that they can't do this. They can't rent to foreigners anymore because they have machines outside. He's a mess. He's a freak. I'm going to get a big knife. First thing I want to show everybody the meal that my wife has prepared. My wife woke up this morning. She made me coffee. She gave me fruits. She supported me in my live streaming. Then she went to work. She went to work at her job. She works a job. I do my live streaming. She came home. She cleaned the house and she made me a delicious dinner. I want to show everybody the dinner that my wife has prepared for me.
So first of all, he lies and exaggerates constantly. A lot of things he's lying intentionally. He's supposed to be a Buddhist. One of the precepts
Now,
is
I'm not supporting
lies.
meat eating. I'm not supporting meat eating, but you can see that by all metrics, this would be a wonderful meal if it was vegan. And let's just say that it's free again because it was offered without preference by the donation. All of this food is through the donations of the Monk Life Meditation community, the Monk Life Meditation Sangha. I don't sell anything. I don't work anything. I don't do anything like that. It's all through donations. If you feel inspired, if you feel that there's an inspiration and there's an energy here and there's something that you want to support here, I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to reach out to me and do that. We're looking to build a full-on monk life meditation center here in Vietnam, to buy property, to buy land, to create a space where our community can come and take refuge and practice together. Now let's open up. Now let's open up this air purifier and let's start purifying this air and let's start purifying our minds as well. It's not going to do any good for anybody if we purify the air, but we don't purify our minds. This is an opportunity to do exactly that. This is a Buddhist purifier provided through generosity. And Deva Moon, you should be ashamed of yourself for donating $50 super chats to this Shiva guy. You know that he's disingenuous. You know that he's disassociated. You know that he's a liar. He raised well over his goal for the GoFundMe. He raised well over the goal to buy this phone. He still isn't getting the phone. He won't answer direct questions about it. He said, I need it because my stuff doesn't work. And yet he still won't go just buy some fucking phone. All the while, keep in mind, this guy's just a bagpacker from Canada that doesn't even work for a living and is online begging for money for people to give him stuff. Oh my God. Let's open this motherfucker up and let's start purifying our minds and our ears. Thank you. Shout out to Matt Guy. Look at this was just $150 donation. This is a small donation because you got to think this is for Shiva. It's a big donation because he's just doing this for himself and he's just going back to his mom's house in Canada and going to go beg online there where he doesn't have any bills, as if he has bills as a bagpacker in a foreign country. This is a small donation. $150 is a small donation from a business owner, but he made this donation and look at all this energy that's been provided through that action of generosity. If you go over to the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch this unboxing and see my beautiful wife and the happiness that she has in her heart on 4K. You're sitting here on a shitty live stream with shitty audio quality, with a shitty a bagpacker character, a fake spiritual character that's always changing his identity and his ego and always bullshitting people. And you're looking at a 480p live stream, a little box. Why don't you go over to the Monk Life Meditation channel? Is that too much for you to do? Monk Life Meditation. It's a live stream. It's an incredible live stream. 4K, high resolution audio. You will be able to see this entire unboxing, this entire situation take place. Let's get some big fucking W's in the chat. Do not try what I'm doing here at home. You're liable to end up like Shiva. I'm a trained professional. I'm not just opening up this box. I'm opening up my heart and my mind in service and generosity and mindfulness and detachment for all. Don't blame me if you don't know what those words mean. I'm here to help you learn what those words mean. I'm here to help you realize what those words mean. This is fucking real. That's fucking fake. Oh, this guy's just a troll. This guy's just a lolcow. This guy's just doing a little dance. No, I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I am a meditation teacher. I'm a verified meditation master by my master, who's one of the well-known monks of Myanmar. So you want to come in here and be a little parasocial idiot, you can do that. But if you want to actually find something real that's going in online that you can connect with, you can connect with this right here over at the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel. Because the only thing that you're going to be seeing anyway on Shiva's channel is Dr. Rob, or him and some idiot talking about cryptocurrency and how he thinks women should be virgins and how he wants a virgin wife. You played with the wrong bull, buddy. You played with the wrong bull. You played the wrong fucking game. I want to show people the box. I want to show people the outside of the box. Look at this, everybody. The Xiaomi Air Purifier Smart Pro Ultra. It says it right here. Air purifying and smart control. That's exactly what I need. I need pure air and I need smart control, not stupid, sycophantic, fake ego bullshit. The ego guru. I think he should be named the head and ass guru. Change your passport to that, buddy. Guy named himself after a Hindu god and changed his passport to the name of a Hindu god. And you're talking about how I'm a crazy guy. Oh, this Dr. Rob guy, he's not spiritual at all. What are you, a fucking communist? At least I work for what I have. I'm building a family. This guy's a bagpacker, looks like a hobo, looks like a swashbuckling pirate. His entire channel is about me. I don't care what you say. Oh my gosh, Shiva's sitting there so mindfully. Wow. What a housewarming gift. Thank you, Max. This is what real generosity looks like. This is what real mindfulness and detachment looks like. You want that smug smile off your face, you fucking freak. Okay. We're about to purify this bitch. Purify this home. With sadhana, with samaya, with mindfulness and detachment. And you're all going to be here for the first moment, everybody. This is really great. I don't need that. I don't need instructions. I have the instructions inside of me. We got to open it up. I've been live streaming for more than 12 hours. I've been live streaming for more than 12 hours straight. You want to be a fucking dummy? You want to say, Buddhism, you mean Donald Trump's piss? No, I don't mean Donald Trump's piss. Buddhism, you mean the Democrat Party? No, I don't mean the fucking Democrat Party. Let me say it again. Let me say it very fucking clearly. If you are not seriously interested in Buddhism, spirituality, enlightenment, non-duality, if you are not seriously interested in talking to somebody who was a Buddhist monk for 8 fucking years, then fuck off. Keep walking. You don't need that, baby. I know what to do. You just have to take this and open. And trust me, you won't forget this. You fuck. I'm just helping people, honey. I'm just trying to help people. I'm kind. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute for Applied Buddhism and Non-Dual Studies. Welcome. I'm here with my wife. Our home, our resources, everything here is supported by the generosity of this community. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. We've been donated an air purifier by a man. It's hard to believe, but an American man who is a garage salesman who identified a niche in the market. And this is real. And this is probably one of the realest things that's, if not the realest thing that's happening on live stream right now. I think we just.
How?
All right, everybody, let's count it down. Let's count it down, everybody. You ready? We're going to plug it in. 10. Count it down together. Here we go. From 10. 10. So the way that we're going to do this is pretty simple. I'm going to say 10, then there's going to be a pause. During that pause, you're going to go to your little commenting stuff that you've been saying a bunch of bullshit nonsense on, okay? And you're going to write down 10. Then I'm going to say 9. There's going to be another pause. You press 9 and you send it. And then we're going to purify this motherfucking room. All right, here we go. Ready?
No.
Well, you're not going to be commenting. You're sitting there on the live stream. Here we go, everybody. Let's do this. We're going to count it down. We're going to plug it in. We're going to start the purification. We're going to get back to work and start having real conversations. We're going to open up the WhatsApp line. But do not call if you're not seriously interested in Buddhism. And I will see your mind. The moment that I hear your voice, I will see your mind. Just like I saw that cunt's mind from a mile away, from 10,000 miles away. Here we go. Let's do this. Nobody get distracted. Here we go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 'May all beings everywhere be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. May this air purifier that was donated by Mac Guy be a boon to our small community and our small family here in Vietnam. May all the donors everywhere have their wishes fulfilled. And may this action and technology of air purification create an environment that is suitable for dhyana, for deep meditation states. May cessation happen in this apartment. May I experience cessation in this apartment. May I experience cessation in this apartment together with my community. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sapitio vivachantu saparoko vinasatu mape pawadana silicha ayuwano sukang baram. May all the wishes of the donors be fulfilled, and may they be protected and safe. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's light this baby up. Very high technology. No. Oh, pure air. Who wants some pure air? Who here wants some pure air? Well, you're going to have to come out here to Vietnam to get some of this pure air. It's for free. You can have as much as you want. I know I'm going to enjoy a little bit. Honey, come. You take, you feel. But come and take and feel the pure air.
Oh,
What is this?
in the pen.
The PM 2.5? Is it 28? I need full purification. Oh, finally, pure air. Oh my God. I wish that I could share this with the community, but I'm going to share my energy with the community from this pure air. Oh. Oh. Honey, come, you breathe, you taste. Force particulate indicator is, yeah, it's okay. So we're just going to clean it even more. We already have pure air here because we're purifying the dynamics, we're purifying the elements. Teya down beganze ma beganze ranze samunga de suwa. Teya down beganze ma beganze ranze samunga de suwa. Teya down beganze ma beganze.
No entertainment, I don't. All donations go to me.
Teadao beganze ma beganze ranze samunga de suwa. 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 You put in the right place. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely dynamic and absolutely incredible. Let's get some big W's in the chat, everybody. Have you ever seen anything like this before in your entire life? Have you ever experienced anything before like this in your entire life? My name is Dr. Rob. I'm the founder of the Monk Life Meditation Research Institute for Non-Duality and Engaged Buddhism. And I'm here letting people know that this is not my channel. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. If you're serious about spirituality, if you're serious about meditation, if you're serious about Buddhism, you can come over to my channel. I live stream in 4K. I've been live streaming for more than 12 hours continuously, listening to Dharma talks, practicing meditation seriously. We welcome everyone here. Everyone is welcome here. Every single person is welcome here. This is a dynamic environment, and I hope that you will join us in the future, connect deeply, and find a real connection point here for real spirituality. Thank you, and good night.
Anyways, I'm going.
Well, now's not the time to go. Now's the time to get to work, man. This is that moment. This is that environment where real spiritual practice takes place. This is something dynamic. This is something alive. This is something that people are going to want to be a part of and actually get help with. This energy.
Energy, huh? I can't do this anymore.
You got to learn how to let go, man. You got to raise your level. You got to listen to Dharma talks, man. You can't just be sitting in that place just hanging out. You have to listen to Dharma talks.
I know what I have to listen to.
Honey, do you want to make the clothes and sell the clothes online?
Right?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Anyways, I've had enough of this.
So we still want to open up the phone lines if anybody wants to call in, anybody who has real experience with meditation or spirituality. This is the non-duality. This is the time to call in.
Yeah, nobody's gonna call in. You already expressed how you feel about the callers, causing harm to them verbally. Shout out to all the real ones here. Dr. Rob.
Well, your whole channel is about Dr. Rob, so I don't know who exactly is shouting out to the real ones.
There's 130 people here. You're not the only
Yeah.
one.
So who are the real ones?
The 130 people here, except you.
So my channel is Monk Life Meditation. If you
No,
want to
it's
go to my channel, it's Monk Life Meditation.
Do not go there.
Okay, hello, Mac guy. I'm doing well. So is it true what they say? Are you actually an American business owner who came across Dr. Rob and you wanted to donate and you wanted to support?
I am indeed an American business owner that ran into Rob. Actually, I ran into Rob through Shiva's stream because Shiva, I guess, uh, puts more effort into making sure the stream is put out there to people. Rob just kind of lets people find him on their own. So I'm very glad that I found Rob, and now I get to be a part of his journey, and I'm loving
So
it.
ask him why he hasn't donated to me and only to Dr. Rob.
Anyways,
I can hear you.
No. I don't want you to get into weird stuff like that.
No,
Like
please
I
answer.
said,
Please answer.
he tried to raise money for a phone. He raised that money like a week ago or longer, like even 2 weeks ago. He still hasn't bought a phone. He's just trying to grift for money. He's on his way back to his mom's house in Canada so he can put on his little hat again and pretend to be a guru and whip up some story about him being enlightened and just a bullshit artist at heart. So there's no reason to support that. And he has enough to support himself, and he definitely has enough money to buy the phone, and he's not buying it. So the question of, well, what should I support him more? He raised the money for the. It's like if I raised 5,000 Australian dollars for the Monk Life Meditation Motorbike Project, and then I just sat around for weeks and for months saying, well, it's not the right time, and I'm not sure what bike to get, and just forget about that, and I'm going to keep raising money for the bike that I already raised enough money for. So, anyways,
So why don't you let him
did
answer
you
the
still
question?
want to? Yeah, no, we're getting the bike. Yeah, we're getting the bike.
But you
Hey,
still
why
haven't
don't
got
you
it.
answer the
Well, do you
question?
have a magic Amazon machine or something like that? You have to buy plates. You have to buy. We have to buy in Hung's hometown to get the plates and to go through the whole situation. I have to go and pick up the money. It's an international transfer. Anyways, what's your situation on buying the ring for my wife? Are we still planning to do that?
Of course. So I was thinking about that. Did you want because I plan on donating and I plan on this building, and it seems like the ring would probably be like a crescendo to things building and building and building. Because I mean, a wedding ring is supposed to be something that's kind of like expensive and nice. So I'm
Well,
not
let's
sure
do
if you
both.
want to.
Let's do both, and you can make that donation, make a large donation, and then we can consider if you want to buy the ring as well, or I'll just use that to buy the ring, and we'll live stream the whole situation. But there's a lot of patience and a lot of openness about it, and a lot of flexibility about it. So it's not, you know,
Sure. And you actually buy the stuff whenever someone donates. You actually make sure you do it live on stream for the whole audience to see, and it's like a wholly honest thing. And you don't put people off for months and months.
yeah. Why would I do that? I mean, it's exciting to go out and get something and receive a donation and to share that with the community and to celebrate the person who offers, and celebrate that action of generosity because whether it's coming from an enlightened place or whatever place it's coming from, it's still an act of care, it's still an act of giving, and it's still an act of letting go. And that's setting a standard for other people in the community as well. It's wholesome, it's
Well, I guess
kind, it's not toxic, we're not trying to cause harm to anybody. So it's very
for
against the
sure.
grain of what a lot of people are doing online and what a lot of these weird communities look like, parasocial communities. We're building real relationships through generosity and showing up. You say,
So
wait,
what?
these people just have a parasocial relationship. Well, we just spent more than 12 hours together today. How can we get less parasocial than that? We're not talking about politics. We're talking about looking at our own minds.
Something
Yeah,
you do very
true.
little of.
And in my own mind, I have the "Who the hell am I" song stuck in my head on repeat because that is the one song you seem to go to more than any other song, man.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long day here. Yeah, it's been a long day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. You're like I said, you're one of the hardest working streamers out there. Shiva, I mean, he is your co-host, and I do want the man to get a better
Well,
phone.
no, but he already raised money for it. And you got to think of it this way: if I'm not live streaming with him, then he's not doing anything. He messaged me the other day and he said I slept for. He called me. He said I've been asleep for 12 hours, and he sounded like he was still asleep. So I appreciate, I appreciate that understanding or that appreciation of hard work, even though for me this is like my practice. So it's not really hard. I mean, it can get that way, but I have endurance, like if somebody was gonna donate $1,000 for me to go and drink 4 IPA beers right now, that would be fine. That would be no problem after 13 hours of live streaming. But for Shiva, he's not even he'll do an hour live stream alone and then he'll turn off his phone, he'll go back to sleep. So he's not showing anybody that he's working. He's not making videos. He's not creating content. He's just doing live streams with me, begging for money, hoping that he'll make money, grifting for a phone that he already raised the money for, and still acting like he doesn't have the money for it. Well, no, he's not even acting like he doesn't have the money for it. Now he's saying, well, I'm not sure what phone, etc., etc. So anyway, it's not a money thing, but we can use our money in this way of encouraging each other to give and to
Yeah,
see through ourselves and create something that people say, what the fuck is this? And I'm sorry, but that's what I want people to say. I want, because you can't make people curious. You could have the Dalai Lama sitting on a live stream and you'd have a bunch of people trolling him and scrolling right past him and saying, I don't want to meditate. So I want to create an environment that people say, what the fuck is going on here? And then they come and
yeah,
they come and see, and I hope that they will benefit them.
exactly. You get people interested, and then they stick around because you actually offer something that's beneficial.
Yeah.
Well, again, the I don't understand Shiva. He thinks that this phone is such a big deal, but then again, I mean, he did stream with that drunk and high DJ the other night, and he didn't mention his phone once, and the stream seemed to work very well we could see his bright blue eyes the whole stream and
Yeah.
bright
Well,
HD
fundamentally,
definition.
No,
fundamentally,
fundamentally,
Shiva
he
has
was
the
a
mindset of
DJ.
a
He
poor
works as a
person.
DJ, and it was 5
So
a.m. for him.
he
He wasn't
doesn't feel
drunk
a
or
need
high.
for the phone, and he doesn't feel a need to do anything with quality because he doesn't have taste. And actually, it's commendable to respect taste. It's commendable to respect quality. Like, yeah, I get doing a vertical live stream. It's maybe less latency. There's more feeling of intimacy. But in me, like I say, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want this to be as real and direct and connected as physically possible. It was a priority for me to get this camera to do the live stream. It was a priority for me to get a studio quality mic to do this live stream. So that when push comes to shove and people say, huh, I wonder what that Dr. Rob guy is doing, they're tuning into something that's saying full, that is close to them actually being here as is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just,
It clearly,
you know, well, it's just that for Shiva, that's not a priority because he's not really offering something of value because he's not willing to sacrifice. He's not willing to work for what he wants. And then when he gets what he wants from begging with me, because I'm there and people are donating because they're like, well, I don't agree. I'm against Dr. Rob, and Dr. Rob hates when people donate money to Shiva, which is clearly not the case. It's just that what Shiva needs right now is not people to donate. Shiva needs to figure out what he's doing with his life, get a job, go and stay at a meditation center. He's living just literally like a bagpacker or like some Canadian guy who doesn't have money and yet is somehow in another country begging for money and complaining about his bills when he has less bills than any other person on the planet in Canada. So I don't want to hyper focus on Shiva.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not here to toot my own horn. It's just something that's something people can understand, and trying to explain myself a little bit. But what we're really trying to come back to here is meditation and the Dharma and mindfulness and detachment and seeing through the veil of self and seeing through the veil of our story about our lives that's so contracted into this weird identity that's just full of suffering.
Right. Yeah. And with each time I tune into your stream, man, I learn a little bit more and a little bit more.
Oh, I can already hear it. I can already hear it, and I'm sure some people who are a little bit more, been following along for longer can hear it as well. And when I say following along, I'm not talking about some Dr. Rob, we're the Dr. Rob group, we're the Dr. Rob group. That's fine, that's okay. But we're talking about going down this path of Buddhism, meditation, non-duality, mindfulness and detachment, looking at the basis of the mind. And we're getting really sincere and really authentic and really there for it.
Can we just clarify something real quick? Because one of your buddies that was talking to you on your phone the other day, he mentioned a cult, and you mentioned land, and then it just, I just want to. You never really clarified whether or not you had the intent on making a cult or not. So I just want.
No, I'm trying to create. Listen, I'll be real with you. I want to have a great piece of land. I want to have a great property. I want to have places where people are possible to come and stay. Because we all just can't stay in a room together. But fundamentally, I don't want a bunch of fucking people around me breathing down my neck, wondering why I'm not awake, following some schedule or giving lectures or something. This, for my capacity to be live streaming for 12 hours, and this is because I'm doing this from a place of freedom. And if I got a bunch of people around me that are, oh, this Dr. Rob, where are you? Dr. Rob, where are you? I want people to leave me alone. But I want to help people learn how to leave themselves alone so that they can be at peace. So this is community building, but there's no desire. I can't wait to be looking around at a bunch of psychopaths that say I'm enlightened. No, I don't want that at all. I'm a very private person. I enjoy my space. I enjoy my separation from the world. And I'm just trying to go further into that through helping people and to build more infrastructure for people that I trust and would like to come and spend time together to come and do that. I don't want to call. I don't want a bunch of people following me. Sometimes I'm look, my wife who's cooking me dinner and helping me out with everything, and I'm saying, get away from me, woman. I want to watch my YouTube videos. So the last thing I want is a bunch of people that are that kind of energy around me and saying, "Oh, Dr. Rob, where are you? What's going on?" It's like Shiva. Like Shiva, one of my other I don't like those words, students or supporters. It's a community, it's spiritual friendship. We support each other. I'm here to support people. If they feel inspired to support me, then that's great. I really appreciate that. But anyways, one of my supporters, my spiritual friend, he wanted to pay for a ticket for Shiva to come to the retreat. And at a certain point, I was fed up because of how high he was on how much money he was making during the retreat. It was a 10-day retreat and he raised way more money, like 2,000 Canadian dollars or something, at least, which is way more than he was begging for the phone. And so at the end of the retreat, I'm kind of like fed up with him. And I'm saying, and he said, yeah, he did raise more than $2,000. So, so I'm fed up with him. And now he's like messaging me and saying, well, hey, yeah, I'm going to go back to Da Nang, but will you go with me? And I told him no. And he said, okay, but maybe I can come and stay at the apartment for a few days before I go back. No, man, I need space. So even somebody who's my friend like Shiva, I need space.
Yeah, for sure. Space is healthy.
And I want to create space for other people as well. I don't just want to do that for myself.
So it actually, it's pretty interesting that you say you want to do this sort of land situation, because that's the place that I spent like 6 or 7 or 8, or I mean, how you count years. I don't know how much time I actually spent in that climbing camp in Turkey, living out of a tent. But so
You're a fucking bitch. You're nothing compared to me, you little scumbag. You are fucking nothing compared to me, you little bitch.
It'd be about like 9 months or something. So I spent 9 months in a tent and living in Turkey. And there's a community kitchen in this little climbing village thing that I lived in. So we had like a community kitchen, a community hangout spot, and everybody else just kind of like did their own thing throughout the day. And then we would all come together for sort of like a family cooking experience every night, sort of thing. I feel like that might be pretty cool for you.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea. And I have tons of experience in community at different monasteries, different meditation centers, and I'm very much a lounge guy. I'm very much a space guy. So I'm thinking, these environments where there's a lot of places for people to just come and sit together and relax, do their meditation, read books. I mean, there's some need to have kind of a standard about the people that are there and the intentions of the people that are there and why they're there. Otherwise, it turns into like a hippie commune or some weird cult environment. And so that naturally is not what I want. But I'm looking at thick concrete walls where people can have their own room. I'm looking for transparent walls for the mind where people are considering what they're doing in their own room in relationship to everybody else. So that's where we have like the 5 precepts in Buddhism where everybody's not hanging out and smoking weed. I'm looking at definitely a bathtub, very high access to internet, and like in a mountain area.
Mountain area. Do you
Yeah.
want it to still be in Vietnam?
Yeah, I'd like to do because Hung, my wife, is Vietnamese, so she and the property and the land can be very cheap around here. Building can be cheap, and it's quite accessible to come to Vietnam. And it's kind of a middle ground between like Myanmar or like older Thailand, like not the expat communities or people like that, but where there's a lot of modernization, but there's also a lot of ruralization still. So it's very possible, I think. I mean, it take a lot of legwork and lawyers and things. It take a lot of money, a decent amount of money, a lot less than it would in Spain or a European country or whatever. But to have a place that is quite separated from like the city and a bunch of noise and things going on, but is also very easy to connect. Like you drive 10 minutes, you drive minutes or 30 minutes down the road, and you're in a city, you're in a small town, you can get groceries. I'm not looking to build something in the forest and dance with the mosquitoes. So I think I think it's pretty reasonable and skillful to do it in Vietnam. Also, Vietnam is like poised to become like the next South Korea or Japan. So like if you can invest in Vietnam right now, like you're going to get exponential results to that investment. I would say that would be my bet. I would bet on Vietnam. And already the quality of life is really nice. I mean, just this apartment, the place to stay right here is like it's really high quality. I don't hear my neighbors. There's a bunch of people that live here. I don't hear anybody. I can have a nice view. Go downstairs. There's a pool. There's a whole environment, and just the energy of the Vietnamese people. It's much more relaxed and open, and like you don't have all these people going in and out of your face. Like this communal mentality that people have here. It really lets people be individuals and not be like, what who are you, what are you doing here, because people are living kind of communally, so they're not thinking about people as individuals but like the flow of the community space and environment, and it's very alive here. Vietnamese people are very kind and open and funny. Vietnamese people really appreciate funniness.
I mean, Rob, this seems like something that we should have a seed fund set up for already.
100%.
Not happening.
100%. And I mean, yeah, we're looking at, we're not just looking at money. I mean, we would probably want to have a couple $100,000. I mean, that's probably what we would be looking at. But we're also looking at connecting with lawyers. We're also looking at building bridges between the people who want to invest and participate. I mean, sometimes you get people that just want to throw a lot of money in something, and that's fine. But there's more value to me of like people who are somewhat willing and interested to invest with themselves. And then from that, connecting with lawyers. And I have people that I can reach out with in Vietnam, and Hung does too, where there might already be land that could be used in a suitable place. And then it's just a matter of building. But it's the reason that I do, like, why am I live streaming like 12 hours, every day or something like that? It's not because I'm trying to make money, because I'm not really making money doing that. It's because I'm trying to create a consistent environment where people say, hey, there's a reliability here that's not about a schedule, but like a continuousness of energy that's reliable. And so then people can say, okay, clearly I can rely on that. And so I don't need to think so much about it. It's just how I want to make use of that or not. So anyways, a lot of this stuff is outside of my purview. So I would have to shift to do what I can do in taking those steps, because, I was a monk for 8 years. I've been very much out of business, and I'm not in a position to deal with a lot of funds or money either. So it's kind of a slow build, and just as it comes, it'll come. But from my experience of being a monk and living in a lot of monasteries and a lot of communities, all over the world, I think that I do have the experience, and also just this mentality that, I'm not building this to make a cult where we're all gonna go live there, but actually creating something together to support the work that's taking place and going on, and for that to be, a refuge for people for the long term. That's my hope. It's an idea. It's a seed. That's kind of my offering to the seed fund as it stands right now.
The idea. Yeah, yeah. Do you think that this idea and this, I guess, your presence being a monk for 7 years, do you think that you would be accepted within the community to make this sort of thing and to lead this community as a monk?
No, it's no problem. As long as we have the investors and the people who want to commit, then I can work with my teacher, and I can work with different elements relationships that I've built over this period of time. You know what I mean? But the real core of it, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. Even if you got the money, even if you had the people and the place and all this and the building, even if it was just set up and snapped like that, most people would have no capacity to deal with that or manage that, because they don't have the discernment. They don't have the experience of being in community to actually manage or facilitate for that to take place for the short term, let alone the long term. So like if Shiva If some random billionaire, millionaire donated a monastery or a place for Shiva, he would have no idea how to manage people or vet people or work with people. Because when people start to come to live together, there's conflicts, there's all kinds of different, very subtle energies that take place that's not intellectual. So Shiva doesn't have the experience basis to deal with that. He's never lived in community like that. He's visited monastery. And I'm using Shiva kind of just as like an object here of example. But so, I've kind of gone through that process and I have a lot of discernment to manage and deal with these things. And I had success in doing that at my teacher center in southern Italy as well. And so you can take this and say, well, what about this place over there, what about that place over there? And so it's my responsibility to use like myself as a pillar of, hey, maybe this is something we could do, but I'm not attached to that outcome. And then we can build on that. Well, I'm open to it and I'm willing to support that. But if the person, if you're relying on somebody that's attached to something being a certain way, then that person is going to be so spiraling in their biases and their expectations that they're not going to be able to make use of what's actually on the table. And whatever is on the table, it's going to be all conflated and flipped up and confused by their expectations. So that's why what I'm saying is, I'm saying that my expectation here is going to be keep it small, keep it what we already have here. So can we buy a property? Can we buy a land? Can we build a building in a suitable place, in a great place where Dr. Rob and Miss Hung, can work on that and build that and live there, and then open that up for the long term for the community. Because
you identified a very critical point that Shiva has a problem with, is the spiraling factor of whenever we haven't landed on a phone yet for months now, and I feel like that's the exact situation that you just kind of hit on, is where if you need decisiveness, you need clarity, and you need
and simplicity, and you need simplicity. Yeah. So that's why if we're all gathering together and says, who wants to build a meditation center? Who wants to all live together? Let's put all our bugs in a basket. Well, it's only a matter of time till a bird comes by and eats every single bug. So keeping it small and simple like this, okay, Dr. Rob says he's willing to do this. Well, let's support it. And why would we do that? Because we know that Dr. Rob's willing to give himself continuously for others. So why would that change, or why would that be different in this situation? Because this is what I do. I'm not trying to, I'm going to live stream until I get my secret plan to have a meditation center in Vietnam. No, let home. You ready to go to Nepal? So I'm a free bird, but this is something that I'm willing to do. And this is something that I think is good to build up to and could be useful for a lot of people, and I not even just like everybody, but I think of my nephew, I think of my sister that's been going through drug addiction for a long time. How great would it be to have a place where, they have a place. So it's a family kind of matter. And the people that come here and really understand what's going on here, they kind of tune into this energy that this is a family matter and this isn't something that I'm grifting about or joking about. Yeah, I want to have a bathtub. Yeah, I want to have 1 gigabyte Ethernet. Yeah, I want to have a room for myself. I don't want everybody to be smashed up together, but I don't need my life to be about myself. I don't, even with my wife here, and she's saying, you work too much or you're doing this too much. I say, look, I understand that. And sometimes I do push it overboard, but this is what this is about. And she supports that, 100%.
I think it might be a good idea. So there is it's like a pretty famous climbing community. Well, it's famous within the climbing community for being a very good community and very like well-respected community. They live in Vietnam, but I mean, it's a community that's based out of Vietnam. It would be, it's someplace that I've always wanted to go, because the climbing there is supposed to be world famous, and just the community is supposed to be off the charts, with tons of people coming in all the time just to experience what they have going on there. at their little, you know, uh, at their little spot in Vietnam. So, I mean, that's a spot I've always wanted to go. I've been trying to get my way into that place. So maybe we can, maybe I'll plan a trip over there, and maybe I can teach you how to climb, and maybe we can find some meditation through climbing rocks.
That sounds fantastic, brother. And I am a climber. It's just that at 260 pounds, you a lot to work with. But I like climbing. It's something I really like a lot. With the stones, easy climbing. Climb up high and be high. I'm not gonna
Well,
be bouldering, you know what I mean? I'm too heavy to be
right.
bouldering. But I'm trying to maybe
No, we
see
gotta
about
do it
losing the
down to
weight
a
as
road.
well. Yeah. Okay, brother. Well, thank you for
All
your
right, man. Cool.
inspiration and stuff and getting some of these things out there, because there's all kinds of different people listening. So maybe some things hit with people and get clarification. So I appreciate it a lot.
Of course, brother. Of course. And yeah,
And
hopefully you're gonna get some good rest.
if you do want me to not get some good rest, but instead go to the 7-Eleven and chug 4 IPA beers for $1,000, the PayPal is open. All right, brother? Okay.
Go to sleep, Rob.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys asking for
Sounds
donation
great, Shelly.
here. Ridiculous.
Honey, the food very cold. How about the egg?
Do you want to eat egg? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
When do we eat?
Soon.
Okay, when do we eat?
Okay. Go take a rest, relax. You worked so hard today.
I can't do that. When do we eat? Can you call me?
Yes, I will. I will.
Why didn't you eat when it was hot?
Because I was busy.
And why do you buy eggs?
I don't know if we're gonna take it there right now.
Yeah, better to avoid your.
Yeah. Worm758 says Shiba really doesn't have any discernment. So look, everybody, all I'm asking for is a couple $100,000. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money in the grander scheme of things. But I don't even know if you can set a GoFundMe for a couple $100,000. What? I can't hear you.
So, do you know what cognitive dissonance is?
I know what you with a fake podcaster talking about the who created Bitcoin is.
That's not
Is
the
that
question I
cognitive
asked.
dissonance? Is that an example of cognitive dissonance?
No,
Pretending to be a podcaster or pretending that anybody is looking to you for any kind of financial insight, a homeless beggar in Vietnam? A hobosexual.
what is cognitive dissonance is when you're asked a question
Listen,
about.
Madam Carly, it's not a lot of money. It's a couple $100,000, okay? What's
So
that behind you, Shiva?
why do you buy meat and eggs?
Shiva, what ask my wife, and you don't you ever speak to my wife like that. What's behind you, Shiva? What is that? What is that? Behind you. No, behind you. No, I see something behind you. Oh, never mind. It's nothing. It's illusory.
How does it feel to this be the last live stream that we ever do?
It's no sweat off my back, man. I'm busy.
Say
I'm not
goodbye to the
sitting in
viewers.
my house for 12 hours a day sleeping and watching alt-right YouTubers and things like that. It's not no sweat off my back. This is the last live stream we ever do together. I don't know. What are you, crazy?
Say goodbye to the air filter.
What do you mean say goodbye? Nuts. I'm saying hello to the air filter as my ppm goes down and down and down, as your ppm is probably through the roof, buddy. That ocean that you swim in is a dirty ocean, just FYI.
Anyways, so are you gonna help me get my new phone?
You're already hearing that people who were going to donate and wanted to support you, who were your followers before, have said this is absolutely ridiculous, and now they're following me and buying air filters for me and supporting me. They're
I
thinking
don't.
about making a major contribution and practicing to support in a major way. Buy my wife a wedding ring. They're not buying your phone. All right, everybody. Well, thank you
Okay.
so much for
Up 6 foot for wood.
coming by. And thank you for coming and joining in the live stream today. I hope that you're well, happy. Oh, look, you're treating yourself to hot pot, huh? You're having one of the most expensive Vietnamese dishes that exist. You can buy a hot pot, you can buy a hot meal, but you can't buy a hot phone, can you?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Keep it moving. That's really nice.
so I have a question about your Samsung.
You should have a question about my upcoming meditation center.
Nah, that's not gonna happen, and I'm not gonna contribute to that.
What can you contribute? You're a homeless bagpacker. What are you talking about?
I've contributed
What's
more
there
to
for
you
you
than
to
you know.
contribute? What are you going to contribute? Beard hair like you did to my shower? Or some stink? You going to come in and stink up the place, Shiva?
You're welcome for the air filter, by the way. Don't thank me, okay? Don't mention it.
There's nothing to thank you, man. That guy has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. I've heard it all before. So, have you ever had connectivity issues with your Samsung? Were you ever outside and the data was not loading and the Wi-Fi just turned off randomly? I don't even know why I ask him questions. It's just a waste of time.
Nobody respects you. It's like, I don't know, I have a pistol or a little hand device, but I have no bullets in the chamber. I'm going to intimidate you. Is that going to work? No, it's not going to work. Everybody knows you got no bullets in the chamber. Shout out to some of my friends. They have different qualities and they
What a loon.
past this in some ways.
What a fool. Just talking about nonsense to nobody.
Anyways, I'm gonna be here enjoying my vegan meal, and you're gonna be eating slaughtered animals.
Well, that's the way of the
That's-
world at the end of the day.
That's the difference between you and me.
The predators eat the prey. And that's the way of the world. And you, my friend, are precisely my prey. And I would prefer my prey to have a vegan diet.
The abusers take advantage of the weak.
Well, yeah, that's the definition of an abuser, right?
Yeah. So, how does the Buddha Dharma Sangha relate to that? Not so fancy with your words now, aren't you?
These are the kind of psychotic people that you create an environment for people to be your followers. Listen to this from Mung Finglewood. Shiva, and this is of course on a YouTube video of now. It's not enough for Shiva to be his entire YouTube channel to be about live streaming with me and making videos about me. Now his channel is about interviewing old acquaintances of mine about me. Mung Finglewood, Shiva, glad to see you doing well. I know you don't want anything to do with Rob. Dude's a fucking literally psychotic, but he's genuinely spiraling and causing harm to others. Your words are probably the only ones that could reach him before he does worse. At the end of the day, he may just be unsavable, but it wouldn't hurt to try. The good outweighs the bad. Absolute lunatic. Yeah, Rob is worthless. That's the teaching here, Saint Arctics. Are you so dumb that you said something smart? I don't know about that, bipedal ape. I don't know what that's about, but we don't talk like that here.
What? Are you gonna be too tired for your little live stream? Can't continue because you had your camera on for 12 hours?
I figured it out.
Look at the kind of people. Look at the kind of people that this Shiva Kailash Shambho guy associates himself with. This is the kind of people. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but for anybody to take you seriously is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, honey, I ready. I ready to eat.
Yeah, I'm just more spiritual than Dr. Rob.
When the food ready, then I to finish.
Wait, anyway.
You just don't get it, man. Why would you put that as a members only video? You have 5 members on your channel, man. What is wrong with your brain, dude? Seriously. What is wrong with your brain? What is wrong with your mind? You have 5 members on your YouTube channel. Unlist that, make that a public video. Delete that video and make it a public video. Delete that members only video and make it a public video. You lunatic.
Somebody donate 50 and I'll
You're so proud of yourself about the dumb shit. Because you feel that by you associating with Dr. Rob and by you being a part of Dr. Rob, you're this hero, this traveler, this world traveler guy. When the reality is, when you take Dr. Rob out of the equation, you're some hobo bum, bag packing bum in Vietnam, man. I mean, look at how egoic this guy is. $100, I'll slap Shiva in the face right now.
Somebody donate 50 and I'll do it. 50% off.
You are such a fucking freak, man. You are such a freak. You are so under me. You are so below me, man. You will never reach these heights, baby. You will never reach these heights, and you will never experience cessation. Not in this life. Here, let me tell everybody Shiva's cessation experience. I was walking around and I saw a caterpillar, and it bit me.
What women want.
That's- Every video on this guy's channel is about me. Is anybody here actually keeping up with what's going on that isn't a total psychopath lunatic? A total psychotic person? Every video on Shiva's channel is about me. I want to find the last video that was from Shiva's channel before it was about me. Oh my God, Shiva, these are hundreds of videos. Here.
I'm doing a live stream on YouTube.
I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. You want to check out my live stream?
Are you spiritual?
Are you spiritual?
Really?
Yeah. Really?
What do you think spirituality is, or what makes you spiritual?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Know who you are and to be the fullest version of yourself.
Are you going to ask her if she's a virgin, Shiva? You're a pussy. Excuse me, you're a pansy.
I don't know, I'm good at a math or something, just being.
This is why I like Bali, because everybody is spiritual. That was a good answer. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Whew. A woman, any woman would never touch you with a 5-foot pole. You look like a stinky beggar. Vladin says she shared more wisdom in 1 minute than hours of content on this channel. This is Shiva. This is Shiva without Dr. Rob. So where'd this Shiva go? Where'd this Shiva go?
I was tainted. I got corrupted. This is another challenge that I wish to impart on you, my friends. If you're here watching me on YouTube and sending me hateful comments, you're this, you're a liar, you have the wrong speech, you're a toddler, I hate how you speak. Challenge me. Go on my Discord, which will be in the description of this video, or on my YouTube channel. It's everywhere. After this live,
And now his Discord is defunct and empty, and nobody's there, and nobody's talking there. He's destroyed everything he's ever built. And just FYI,
yeah.
no, this is Shiva before Dr. Rob started teaching him.
So, first of all, it is an actual.
Do you see how dumb you look like here, man? And you're jealous of me, Shiva. You are so jealous of me, man. You are so jealous of me, man. I'm taller than you. I'm bigger than you. I'm smarter than you.
Only one of those is true. You're bigger than me, and not in a way that counts. It's been pretty much exactly 1 month since I am in Bali, and I really like it. I really like being here. I enjoy the energy.
I mean, get your beard braided, man. Do something. You look so ridiculously stupid, man. Do something interesting. Beard your braid so that you look less like a freak idiot. Beard your braid so that you look less like a neck bearded, basement dwelling, sycophantic loser. Okay? And you're literally cultivating a community of either full on disassociated freaks or people who are literally psychotic.
Are you crying? We got him.
And guess what? If you're one of these losers that says, Shiva's my friend, Shiva's my cool guy, but Dr. Rob, you're bald, you're a loser. Well, guess who's my bitch? Shiva, Kailash, Shambho. So your daddy is my bitch. Is everything ready? Everything ready? The egg also? And the rice?
I'm eating vegan.
All right, everybody. Well, it's time to let go. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the time, the energy spent here. I wish you well on your journey. I hope to see you again soon. We don't know what's going to happen, but I may very well continue with this work in the near future. And I hope that everybody takes a good rest and has some time away from Dr. Rob. I'm here to take some time away from Dr. Rob. And now I'm going to leave here to take some time away from Dr. Rob. Thank you all so much. I'm going in my beautiful home to have a beautiful meal prepared by my wife. Shiva, you are going to go back to your crappy Airbnb with low air quality. You're going to go back to your grifting and being a beggar, and your views are going to immediately drop out. Listen, this is my challenge to you, Shiva. This is my challenge to you. Shelly said, the most animated I've seen him when I showed that low video of you're dancing. Because you have such dark, weak, low energy, man. You never do anything, and you certainly never say anything. What you can't what happened to the Shiva that said, I respect Dr. Rob so much, he can really let things hang loose. And there's this guy that says, I'm a dancer, here's my penis, Where's your penis now? Where's your penis now, big man? Looks like you lost it on your way out of Bali. So listen closely, everybody. Listen closely. I want to do a social experiment here. Watch Shiva watch all his views fall away the moment that I leave this live stream. I want you to watch that. So may everyone be happy, healthy, wealthy, and peaceful. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your practice, most of all. Because listen, I don't care how much you like me. I don't care how much you love me and you support my work and you send me money. Actually, there's some flexibility with that. But ultimately, if you can't cultivate and if you can't meditate seriously, if you can't raise up your level, what's the point? All right, everybody, let's count it down. Let's count it down together. Dr. Rob's going to turn off his live stream and go to be alone, take a rest, take a much deserved, more than 12 hours, more than 13 hours live streaming today. How many hours live streaming today? Very long. What time did I start, Shiva? Anyways, here we go. Let's count down together. Now, how do we do these countdowns together? I say 10, I pause, then you type 10. I say 9, I pause, and then you type 9, and we unify our consciousness in this exercise. And we want to prepare for that because when The Dr. Rob Monk Life Meditation Research Institute Residential Center opens up in the mountains of Vietnam. You're going to have to be ready to follow instructions closely. You ready? If I wake up at 4 a.m. and somebody donates $100, then sure, I'll chug beers at 4 a.m. That's a deal that's still on the table. Here we go. Thank you, Eugene. 10. 9.
5, 7, 6, 5.
8. 'And I love you very much, Air. And I'll always be here for you no matter what. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Last chance to make super chat donations. 2, and I prefer if you donate on PayPal rather than Super Chat. And Western Union, if you want to send a couple $1,000s, please send that through Western Union. 1.
Bye bye. This is cool. Bye bye. It's right. Yellow. Bye bye. Yellow, yellow. Oh, good noodle. Bye bye. Yellow. Huh? Có đi đi.
All right, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to watch. See you here again tomorrow.
Watch those views fall apart. Watch those views fall. I want people to see it. I want people to see it. I want your sycophantic, psychotic, disassociated, disillusioned, freak followers to see the moment that Dr. Rob leaves, all the energy, all the live stream watchers, everything goes away. And Chris, you're the worst of them all, you enabling freak. You need to reach out to this Shiva guy and tell him that you're done and you don't believe in him anymore and you're going to start following Dr. Rob. You little twat. You little pale twat.
I don't agree with that language.
Come on, just let it happen. Don't turn the live stream off when I turn the live stream off. I want your viewers to see all the views drop as a social experiment, as a social experiment. Fuck you, Shiva, dirtbag, bitch.
Thank you very much for watching. See you here next time. 125 people, 130. The views have gone up.
let the record show that the views gone up when you left. That's good news.